restless feet, lonely eyes looking back at me. Will we leave behind the innocent to grieve? On their own, on the run, when their lives have only begun. These could be our daughters and our sons. And just like a drum I can hear
morning, everybody, and welcome to the King's Report this Tuesday, May 16th, 2017. It's the 8th year of Chungi, 4th month, 21st day by the heavenly calendar. I'm your host, Hyung Jishan Moon, the second king of Cheongguk. Here with Tim, the agent elder, my co-host. Let's go first to Tim for our AccuWeather forecast. Tim.
Good morning. It's 46 degrees in the Cheongguk area, and it's mainly clear. It's a nice moonlit night, early morning outside.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And you want to cross in front of the camera? Okay, thank you.
That's the queen, everybody. Saying good morning.
Good morning. Today it's going to get up into the mid to upper 70s. We're going to be at we're expecting a high of 77. And then tomorrow and the next day, of course, are the days that we've been looking at. And tomorrow's going to be 89, Thursday 91.
Oh my gosh, that's
so it's
terrible.
going to be July or August temperatures. But the thing to be careful though is that just because the temperatures in the upper 80s and the lower 90s doesn't mean that you can go jump in the lake. Because remember the water temperature doesn't change that quickly. So the water temperature is still quite cold. So be careful about thinking that you can just put on your swimming gear and go jump in the lake or something. And the water's going to be a lot colder than you think. All right, that's the weather for today.
Thank you, Tim. Jump in the lake. Oh, goodness. Yeah, thank you, Tim, for that. So it's going to be 90 degrees tomorrow. My
Day after
good
tomorrow.
day after tomorrow.
89 tomorrow. Only 89.
Lord mercy.
91 the day after.
That really,
After that, we'll get back down into the 70s.
that really is terrible. And I had such a, not a scratchy throat, I had a sore throat. I had to get up at 1 in the morning and put in have 5,000 milligrams of vitamin C and my multivitamin and stuff like that. But boy, it feels a lot better now. It feels a lot better. But I had the sore throat because, probably because of all this radical weather fluctuation.
Yes. Because last Saturday it was 50. We had a high of 50.
Goodness,
So
it's just
it's 40
switching
degrees,
so radical.
more than 40 degrees differential in the space of less than a week.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, it's quite radical changing.
Yes.
Now, can you notice anything conspicuous about my my outfit today, Tim?
Conspicuous? Well, you are dapper as usual.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I have on my ninja colors today, and that is in honor of a very cool thing. I've been talking about this, remember? But look at this, under the tie.
Ah,
Oh, look at that. Look at this cool little ninja sword. Well, it's a samurai. This is a design of the traditional samurai sword. Okay, look at that. Look at that. And it's actually got the race skin with the very cool wrap, as you can see. Super cute. It's called the Obake Skoshi. Just a little bit. It's called just a little bit of monster, right? Obake Skoshi.
Obake is a ghost. Yes.
Ghost. So you can see how it is actually made in the traditional style of the samurai sword. But it's made a little tactical. And you can actually wear it in your pocket for quick retrieval. And you can see, if you look very close on this blade here. Very nice, interesting blade. And it's got an acid wash, so you can see it. It's got a very interesting pattern on it, if you can see that. You see that sparkly, beautiful race skin? And then it's actually wrapped in the traditional style. So a very nice knife by CRKT, which is Colorado River Knife and Tool Shop. The guys out there at KCRT, they're always at Blade Show. Sometimes they're at Gun Show. But it's got a very interesting, nice little ninja Kydex sheath. And as you can see, since I'm wearing black today, it really hides in behind the tie. You can't even tell that it's behind the necktie, can you? Isn't that interesting? Wasn't that super sweet?
I would never have guessed.
So that is my ninja secret today. Although you're not supposed to show your secrets, I'm showing it to all the ninjas out there, the good Cheongguk ninjas out there, and sweet little samurai in honor of the samurai sword. One of my favorite blades, as you know. All right, folks, let's go to Psalm 39 today. We are here with our Rima. And that is a prayer for wisdom and forgiveness. There you go. I said, I will guard my ways, lest I sin with my tongue. I will restrain my mouth with a muzzle, while the wicked are before me. I was mute with silence. I held my peace even from good, and my sorrow was stirred up. My heart was hot within me. While I was musing, the fire burned. Then I spoke with my tongue. Lord, make me to know my end, and what is the measure of my days, that I may know how frail I am. Indeed, you have made my days as hand breadths, and my age is as nothing before you. Certainly every man at his best state is but a vapor. Surely every man walks about like a shadow. Surely they busy themselves in vain. He heaps up riches and does not know who will gather them. And now, Lord, what do I wait for? My hope is in you. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Do not make me the reproach of the foolish. I was mute. I did not open my mouth, because it was you who did it. Remove your plague from me. I am consumed by the blow of your hand. When with rebukes you correct man for iniquity, you make his beauty melt away like a moth. Surely every man is vapor. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear to my cry. Do not be silent at my tears, for I am a stranger with you, a sojourner, as all my fathers were. Remove your gaze from me, that I may regain strength before I go away and am no more. Amen. This Psalm 39 is entitled Prayer for Wisdom and Forgiveness, a psalm of David. Very interesting, very interesting. This is before the persevering in trial psalm, and prayer in a time of chastening. Prayer for wisdom and forgiveness. David, of course, here is talking about his exile in Ziklag and how he was silenced as the troops were out to get him. He said he will guard his ways lest he sin with his tongue. I will restrain my mouth with a muzzle while the wicked are before me. Very interesting. This reminds me in my spirit that of the time when we first had to come into the wilderness. And we were in a time where we were hoping that the Han Mother would change her wicked ways. In fact, while we were in the wilderness, we went and visited her from the wilderness multiple times in order that she would know. It's very interesting. Every time we went there, we saw all the criminals, all the traitors, treasonous archangels, sitting there vying for their power. And I remember going each time and seeing the same demons vying and fighting for power amongst themselves as they felt that they had gotten rid of Kukjinim and myself more and more. Their confidence was growing as they felt they got rid of us and that their coup was successful. Now they could target the Han Mother and focus on her without interruption from the sons that would not betray true father and that would bring justice to these demons. the Yang Chang-shiks, the An Hyo-yuls, the Kim Suk-byungs, the Kim Hyo-yuls, the Kim Hyo-nams, the Won Chung-won-jus. All these pathetic, creepy villains that supported the coup. The Han mother to consolidate and become the tyrant of heresy. And for 2 years, I remained silent. Not opening. He says, David says, I will restrain my mouth with a muzzle while the wicked are before me. The heart of David, King David. The agony of not being able to tell the truth. It's interesting. In that scenario, not being able to open your mouth and waiting for the timing of God. The prayer is called prayer for wisdom and forgiveness. David is asking God to forgive him for his weakness. Forgive him for his iniquity. But he's also asking for wisdom. And it's interesting, in that state, where you know the world is watching, the whole world movement was watching, they were lying, saying that I was in America again studying. Did you hear that one? That I was pursuing academics and studying.
That you were studying the environment.
I was doing
That was the official
environmental
word, yes.
studies.
In 2013, that was the official word. This is the line that was being fed to the Korean media.
Right, I was studying the environment.
Yes.
The environment,
yes.
okay. And you know the whole world is watching. Yet you know that if you open your mouth too soon, that the archangels will use it with more force. Because nobody will have seen the direction the Han Mother has gone. There would be no evidence to her heresy. The emotional vacuum was so massive. Everybody would just say, just give her a chance. Why don't you give her a chance? Which, of course, they were saying. But very few people that we brought this up to, all they would say to us is, just give her a chance. Go along with it. Go along with it. So we would have to just muzzle our mouth. As our spirits slumped over, as we had to shake our head in disbelief and walk into the dark wilderness. Walk away from the palace. into the deep wilderness where nobody could find us. Very interesting, very interesting. That whole time, God poured out his love, his guidance, his wisdom. Father's beautiful presence and Holy Spirit. His beautiful face and visage guiding me. Sparkles atop the water of the lake and the deep woods at night with a crackling fire and the starlit sky. I feel his cosmic presence surrounding me and giving me comfort. The cosmic presence of the Father looking down on his Son, giving me consolation and peace. Speaking to me words of courage and words of pride. When all the world stood against the Lord, betraying him with the convenience of political correctness and just going along with the heresy. The anointed Cain and Abel were deep in the mountains, far away from every center of civilization. In the endless mountains of the rolling hills of Pennsylvania. The first Hundoke we did, and Kyombe we did, was just me and Kukchunyoung, his family, Jianni and the Queen. Just the two of us. In an empty room, which we eventually used at the Lake Sanctuary for our service room. Let's skip this break, guys. Let's skip this break. Didn't know anybody here. Had to flee from Korea so fast, nobody could come to us. We had no finances to bring people. It was just me and the Queen out there. The kids. We told them that Grandma has done something very sad. That your father and mother have been chased out of the palace. And that they would have to help us. That we would need their help to get back on our feet after this devastating reality of the betrayal of Grandma. Devastating. Nobody believes it. Nobody would believe it. God, the Spirit of God led me to start making meditation videos in the wilderness, in the woods. I don't even know where those videos are. I don't know if they're still on YouTube. Are they still on YouTube, those meditation videos? I don't even know if they're still on YouTube. I don't even know if they're still on YouTube. I don't, where would you find them? I don't think I put them on the Save Monk Outdoors. Are they on the Save Monk Outdoors? No, they're not. They're not on the Save Monk Outdoors. Made a YouTube channel. I can't even remember where they would find them. But just in the woods, in the woods with all the animals. Going out there and studying bushcraft, survival, being literally in a survival situation. If worst came to worst, we would just have to, we would just stay on as a refugee on Kukchinam's property somewhere in a tent. All I knew is that God had not left us and we had not left God. We lost everything, but we had not lost our Father. Power of Father's presence overwhelmed us at times. I remember we were taking a walk one time at the Lake Sanctuary. Don't remember if it was after service or anything. I don't think so. It was before we had our service here. I was just walking around the neighborhood. We were just scouting the neighborhood with Kukchinam. In total disbelief. I can't believe Mother did this. And I remember it was raining and he had his car arms hat. And the rain was soaking through it. And he said, we just were in shock. So shocking that the Han Mother would do this. She would completely betray the Lord and prop herself up as a god, just like Satan. Wow. It was devastatingly shocking, even to us at the time. And then we started small services in our living room. I think the first few people were Jim Borer, and things like that. People who were at the office, Cook Jones' office, who wanted to come to service. And the Spirit of God led me to preach about grace. That God does not forsake us. Nobody knew. Nobody knew because we had not broken the silence yet. I remember when we first found news that there was somebody out here that was quite close to us. I don't know how we heard of it. It was a Thai sister whom eventually we came to know as Sister Odin. But a Thai sister was out here. Living here, right, pretty close to us. And we said, oh, wow. Didn't know that. Her kids are here today. I saw Tesang walking around today. But she was the first one we heard about in this area. We heard that she was connected or close to the Kwak group. So and eventually, I don't know how we met her first time. Do you remember how we met her, your mom, the first time, Marianne? Do you remember?
We went to your house.
Oh, you came to our house, okay. Did we invite you guys over?
I think so.
Okay, so I don't know how we got in contact with them. But they came over. It's amazing how fast time has flied, Tim. You came in 2015, was it, or 14?
14.
14. So that was still 2012, wasn't it?
That would have been 2013.
13,
when you
I'm sorry,
moved here,
13,
yes.
2013, yeah. I remember when we first got here, Emo was not even here, the Queen's sister-in-law. And that's where she was going crazy because she was practicing having the kids help her in all the different dimensions. Doing laundry and taking garbage. I mean, helping us do those stuff. Garbage. Normal chores. At the time, Lake Sanctuary didn't have a cement road. Remember that? It was just oh no, you don't remember.
I don't
It
remember
was
that,
not
no.
paved. It was just, it was a
paved
dirt
when I got
road.
here.
It was just a dirt road. And I remember how helpful the kids were. They were so helpful in all the things, whether it be doing the dishes together with daddy or mommy, or whether it be taking out the trash, tidying up the house. They also had to get situated in school too at the same time. So learning the whole bus system and just literally getting picked up out of one life and dropped in another. But when I think back on that, it was such a blessed time. Blessed time. I remember the children's eyes when we explained to them what had happened. God is good because He had allowed us the wisdom to develop personal relationship with each one of those children. From a very young age, we've been doing their days, where we take as individuals, we take them out, one-on-one, and they have a special day for themselves. Every week we take one of them, so their day comes around every month, every 5 weeks, because we're 5 kids, and we have done that for over a decade, right? When did we start the days? Was that when they're 5 years old? Shimpai was 5 or 6? Very young.
Think about that.
When our first son was about 5 or 6, that's over 12 years. 13 years we've been doing that.
She was now 18 years.
Yeah. But God had given us that wisdom early on. So even when they were that small, we were already investing in relationships with them individually. So they could trust us individually, not just as a group. I knew because I lived in a group, such a huge family group, 13 children. Of course, since I was the youngest, I got unmerited attention. So for me, it was fine, but I could see how devastating it was for our other siblings to never have time with their parents or attention. So God gave us a blessing to have discernment with our children. Of course, do group activities too, which is nice. But also confirmed by science, because I had read in psychology as well. I studied both psychology and Buddhist psychology as well as philosophy. That children remember the things that are most seared into their memory is not time with your group as a family. Isn't that interesting? Because usually parents are thinking of trying to do group things only. But children actually remember one-on-one time the most. The problem with one-on-one time is that usually, since parents are very immature, when they raise their children, they are not control of their emotions, so they lash out emotionally. A lot of women do that, especially a lot of moms. They nag their children to death, especially Asian moms. There's no pressure in Asia to not behave that way. In fact, that's justified as love in Asia, which is insane. So moms can be crazy, just insane. They can just nag the crap, literally the crap out of their kids to death, literally to death. And that's societally programmed into children as just being, oh, your mom loves you. When they're really doing it just to maintain their social status and compete with other moms in driving their children to get social accomplishments and medals so that they can brag about how good moms they are. It's a crazy competitive system. And it's not even for the sake of the children. It's for, they're competing with one another to see how many Hagwons they can send their kids to and which school they can get them into. It's just so pathetic. Anyways, I digress. The point is, if the parents are immature and not control their emotions as they raise their children, and don't use logic and rationale to raise their children, of course, as well as love and those emotions as well, but not solely emotional. What happens is the one-on-one time you spend with your children becomes times where you're nagging them. So in the memory of the child, from the perspective of the child, all they remember from you is times where you're bitching at them. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, you thought you were a good parent, or you thought you were doing, but all they remember is you nagging at them all day, telling them how stupid they are, or whatever. They can't do this, they can't do, or why aren't they doing their homework, blah, 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 stupid class, and blah, 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 making them look bad, and oh, don't you know how you... Koreans really do a lot of that. Don't you know how you're making your mommy look bad? What will other people think? You know what I'm saying? And they just literally verbally murder their kids. Somebody on the comment list said tiger moms. 호랑이. And what happens is the children end up having absolutely no one-on-one quality time with their parents. You know, when I think about the Han mother, when I think about father, I have tons of quality time with father, one-on-one. But I have literally almost no quality time with the Han mother. And I'm not saying it's not because she was never like that we had to stand up against her. We had to stand against her on principle. It was nothing to do with emotion. Anybody knows that knows that we're not emotionally angry towards her. Other than the fact that she's a dishonorable person, woman. That's saddening. But we don't have any resentment, personal vendettas against her. It's just what she did was so treasonous and so criminal. So we could not support that, obviously. But she would just she would go shopping a lot. And just buy us things. So for her, loving her children was just buying things for her, for them. And we were told by all the staff, oh, look how much mother loves you. She bought you this and bought you that. So they were translating love as buying material things. Which is the reason why you can see so many of the family members are so materialistic. And they pursue, just like the Han mother, they pursued material benefit instead of righteousness and principles. They pursued a money stream, which of course is fading away because they were dishonorable. But that's not what love is. Love is not, oh, I bought you this, look, and that's how much I love you. Or that's, you should be grateful for my love because I bought you t-shirts and clothes. Or this or that belt or that expensive suit. That really means nothing if you have no relationship, because in the end, God, every human being seeks relationship. So we could not buy our children all the expensive clothes and stuff like that. We didn't do that personally. I mean, sometimes grandma and grandpa would buy them things and that, but we would never associate that solely with love. Instead, we try to invest in the relationships with the kids. Even though we went to McDonald's for the days, or Subway, or just take a walk, or just go down and pick up some candy at the gas station. The point is, we would spend time with them, no matter how busy we were. Mr. Bird, I heard you, I understand, okay? No matter how busy we were, we took time with them one-on-one. We would hold their hand, walk down the hill when they're small. We would just hold their, and we would just, do the swing thing. Mommy and Dad, just swing them, one-on-one. And on that day, we would only talk about Shinpai. If it was his day, we would only talk about him. We wouldn't compare him to Shinman. Oh, why can't you perform compared to Shinman? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was about Shinpa that day. It was about Shinman on his day. It was about Shingu on her day. It was about Shinjun on his day. It was about Shinduk on his day. And we could focus on them as individual truth incarnations, of course part of our family, but as individual truth incarnations that were blessings to us by God, from God, that we want to nurture and build that relationship with. And because we were wise, not of ourselves, but because God gave us that wisdom from early on. And we were, when I started this, I was just in my early 20s. I mean, most parents in the early 20s are so immature. Of course, I was, doing so much meditation at that time. Sometimes 20 hours a day. 20 hours a day in the meditation hut. 20 hours of meditation a day. Sometimes I was at the height. I was at the height of serious meditation practice. So my mind was so controlled. Now everybody knows that I can keep complete control of my emotions. Sometimes I have to let them express themselves so that people can understand the severity of a situation, or how insane it is. Because I know that people don't have the same emotional control that I do. And that if I only speak in a calm way, people cannot feel the intensity of the emotion that I may feel and or experience, you know what I mean? But having the blessing of God giving us that from a young age, even though we were young, in our early 20s, but still starting to invest in each one of the children as different fruit on the tree. Not all the same fruit, all lumped up in one place. And, oh, remember when we did this? And, oh, I can't really remember. Because you can do tons of group activity, but the times that children remember are the individual one-on-one times where you are nagging the crap out of them. Do you see how that works? Mm-hmm. It's a very interesting thing, but most parents have no wisdom on this. And they only try to focus on group activity. Mm-hmm. And they fail then to build individual, and then they wonder why their kids don't really have a relationship with them as they get older. Whereas we continue to do this to this day. To this day, it's like an absolute tradition in my house. And it has been one of the greatest practices, one of the greatest blessings that I practice. When you guys get married, make sure you remember this, okay? It is such a blessing. I mean, to have had that practice from a young age. Because we have just a radically different relationship with our children than other parents who never done this, and then it's too late. By the time they're 16, 17, 18, they have no relationship with you. And then you're trying to start then, it's like, oh, it's too late. I mean, it's never too late until God says, you know, and you can start in this way, step by step, and you have to if you've never done this. You have to start slowly, step by step. Can't enforce it on them, especially if they're older. You have to try to work it in on them. But if you can start when they're young, and if you know this before you have children, it's a huge blessing, huge blessing. Because then you'll do it, you'll apply this, and you'll be so blessed with their relationship with your children. When I was a monk, I never really understood the value of the lineage, but as my children grow, and as God has given us this wisdom to invest in them like this, I understand the value of the preciousness of lineage. Oh my gosh! Especially when you have done when you've done your 5%, and you've poured into these kids. How much incredible relationship they return back to you. Like I said, for example, we were doing powerlifting. I was powerlifting with Shimpa, Shimman, the Queen, and Gungi, and Imo. I'm making them stronger. You guys are gonna feel it. They're way stronger. I'm making them deadlift and bench press and do cleans and snatches and all the very strong powerlifting moves, which make you just stronger generally stronger in terms of fighting. And they're there, not only doing jujitsu with their daddy, mommy, but I'm teaching them how to powerlift. I'm teaching them the art of the samurai sword. I'm teaching them so many things, and they're there doing it. And I can see how happy they are because they're developing, they're becoming stronger. They know, they can feel they're getting stronger. So their relationship with their daddy is just deepening. Their gratitude towards their daddy is deepening. The value of their daddy that they recognize is deepening. The value of my training and of the principles that I hold as a man and as a father that led me to stand up against heresy. They can see that, not out of just political correctness or because everybody else is just saying how great their parents are. No, they can experience it. And just working out with them and training them and pushing them to go heavy and harder and then really struggling, fighting that bar up or putting that deadlift up and their daddy spotting them. And all I can say is full gratitude to our Father in heaven. Just gratitude, that's all. We could be, in Hanamdong, we lived in the Hanamdong compound there. We lived in one room, 5 children. We lived with 5 children in one room. That was our dwelling. Now the Hanamdong compound is big, but the place we lived in was one room. Maybe the size, how big was that room? Is it the size, maybe a little bigger than this room. But you can imagine there's 7 beds in that room. We had the double stack them with the bunks. It's like an army barrack, do bunk beds for all the kids, and then we would sleep on the floor with them. And of course, you had a kitchen that was held in common. Anybody who knows of a kitchen held in common, you know how unbelievably stressful that is. In Chaniguk, we always encourage people. Tell them they must become sovereigns. You must own land. And don't spoil the children. Don't just give all your land to your children. You have to make them earn it and work for it too. And at some point, you have to encourage your children to own land too. Whether it's if you have property, they can buy a piece from you in a legal way and have ownership of that piece. And you could still live together, but they would own their own piece of land. You could still be neighbors, but they would own that piece of land. They could build a tiny house there if they're just starting their family, etc., those kind of things. But instilling within the consciousness of Chunyigu, citizens and people, the idea of sovereignty, the idea of empowering your children to become sovereigns as well, not just living under a socialist system where they're kind of milking their daddy or mommy, encouraging them to become private landowners who are responsible for their property. They can still live close. They can still live in a network of and a team of a powerful community that's supporting. But they would have that understanding of ownership and sovereignty. When I think about that time in the wilderness, what a blessed time. God stripped everything away. All the billions of dollars, all the palaces, all the accoutrements of wealth. They even took my car. Everything. We had to go on Obamacare. Income, everything. But during that time, we could see that God was faithful, a true father was faithful. My goodness, the Queen drew so many beautiful paintings, bring tears to my eyes just thinking about her paintings. So many beautiful paintings at the time were so filled with such powerful emotion. And her simple Christian Zen art. And I remember that the only consolation I had was reading the words of Jesus, looking into the Bible. Because when I was a father, there was no other man that could help me understand his intensity, his fury, his power, his drive than Jesus Christ. Buddha didn't help me understand it. Islam didn't help me understand it. Confucius didn't help me understand it. Why he would go to the most filthy and sinful places like Vegas. Why he would seek out sinners. Why would he do that? With all that name brand and clout. Confucius would never do that. The Buddha left society saying that it was so stained. But Jesus ran to the winemongers and the prostitutes. Oh Lord, that's not easy to deal with PR. Public relations. But again, Christ doesn't do it for image. He goes after those people out of love. And only studying the words of Jesus and Jesus' life could I understand the intensity of Father. Moving every day from here to there, to the U.S., to Korea, to the island of Komodo. Every day is on a plane or moving. It's like, Jesus, when will you stop? That's what the disciples would say, literally. First day it's Gethsemane, then it's the next day it's the Red Sea, the
Dead Sea.
The Dead Sea. Then the next day it's
Galilee.
the Galilee or the Brook of Kidron. It's just endless moving around, wandering. Like, what the hell are we doing, moving so much? Oh gosh, you just don't know. People just don't know. But it was only Christ that gave us consolation. We would just sing the songs of praise to God, reflecting his grace and how he had kept us through the tribulation and the betrayal and the heresy. He had given us the strength to proceed forward, that he had not forsaken us. Sing praises to our Father, who is alive. And although the family fraud was singing the heresy and singing the false constitution, anthem of Chanigu, we continue to sing the blessing of glory, alone as brothers, as the sons of the Lord. And the whole family had thrown us away. Our own mother had stabbed us in the back, had stolen and usurped our inheritance, and had pursued self-godhood and the path to becoming Satan. It was leading all the members worldwide to hell, off a cliff, to utter separation from true Father. In fact, they were saying, you can't even mention Father's name. You couldn't even mention Father's name. Because they would try to guilt you. What about Mother? What about Mother? See? They would always,
That's right. That's right.
that culture was there. My, how fast it has crumbled. In short 3 and 4 years now, how fast the proud crumble. How fast the seeming giant falls. And how fast dishonor becomes exposed.
She's in Japan now trying to encourage the Japanese to step up their donations.
Well, yeah, trying to steal from them. Trying to encourage the slaves to
Yes,
send in their,
that's exactly what she's doing.
to max out their credit cards so that
Yes.
they can pay for
Or,
her.
or actually give their credit cards to the
Heresy.
church
Yeah,
so that the church can max them out.
their heresy.
Yeah,
Heresy and luxury for themselves.
that's how they do it.
What an incredible journey, Tim. We can only but have gratitude. Only but have gratitude for the men and women God has sent to the wilderness to be with the second king. Yeah, some of them are crazy and some of them are nuts. Some of them are wacky. But we all have a little wackiness. You have to be a little wacky to stand up against all of Satan's kingdom. You got to be wacky for God. And despite all the imperfections and wackiness that the people that are here, God has sent people who love him. Love him. All imperfect, all of us imperfect. All of us sinners before the throne of God. But one redeeming characteristic is love. True faith that is based on love. And our Father is who he said he was. And that he would not forsake us and leave us. We give glory and praise and honor to him this day. For when everybody was dishonest, he was honest. When everybody untrue, he was true. When everybody faithless, he was faithful. And he saw us through that dark hour. saw us through. And now we stand with the kingdom of Cheongguk and the constitution that's been released. Standing his kingship, standing strong and proud. Broadcasting live from the Cheongguk Palace, overlooking all of creation and a beautiful new day that is arising.
Yes.
Preaching the word of God and the truth of our Father, the Lord of Lords and King of Kings, and his victorious three kingships and true tribal messiahs that are now the kings and queens of Cheongguk. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
At break of day, in hope we rise, we speak your name.
Little hands, shoeless feet, lonely eyes looking back at me. Will we leave behind the innocent to grieve? On their own, on the run, when their lives have only begun. These could be our daughters and our sons. And just like a drum, I can hear their hearts beating. I know my God won't let them be defeated. Every child has a dream to belong and be loved. Boys become kings, girls will be queens, wrapped in your majesty. When we love the least of these, then they will be brave and free. Shout your name in victory. When we love the least of these, when we love the least of these. Break our hearts once again. Help us to remember when we were only children hoping for a friend. Won't you look around? These are the lives that the world has forgotten, waiting for doors of our hearts and our homes to open. Boys become kings, girls will be queens, wrapped in your majesty. When we love the least of these, then they will be brave and free. Shout your name in victory. When we love the least of these, when we love the least of these. If not us, who will be like Jesus to the least of these? If not us, tell me who will be like Jesus to the least of these. Boys become kings, girls will be queens, wrapped in your majesty. When we love.
At break of day, in hope we rise. We speak your name.
And we are back. Welcome back to the King's Report. I am your host, Hyungjin Sean Moon, the second king of Cheongguk. You know, Tim, the other day, I don't know if you can put that up. You probably can get it on my Facebook page. But we posted a picture of when I was wearing the kind of tux, kind of, not tux, but the white shirt with the bow tie, black bow tie. You remember that day?
Yes, I do.
And then we posted a picture with my small P380, which is a small little handgun. Okay. And then a Spyderco knife like that, which was my black knife. Because it matched my outfit.
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, can you guys pick up a picture of that? It's probably on my Facebook page. But I heard it created a firestorm. I never check Facebook. I mean, it's
really?
such a stupid thing. But Pierre was saying, "Oh yes, the it creates such a fire."
Get a few
'Cause
comments.
you have all the family frauders. It's so funny because the people on the satanic side, they're so repulsed when people have weapons.
Yes, yes.
I mean, it's like repulsive to them because they want to be able to control all the weapons and pretend like they're good people,
Yes.
and they don't want to use force. Meanwhile, they want to use the agency of government
Yes.
as the greatest force to rob people.
Yes.
And you can see that it's the nature of the family fraud. You have all these crazed, feminist, man-hating, father-hating, witches howling at that picture. Oh, it's so funny. That's why I gotta put more of those pictures up.
Yes, you do.
Because the more they howl,
Absolutely.
the more they howl, the better. It exposes them. Because, for somebody who actually loves sovereignty and wants that sovereignty to extend to other people, you're happy when other people are standing up against political correctness and against guilt shaming and against people trying to bully them into submission and say, nope, I have the means to defend myself and my household. And no state that you create, and I am connected to a huge community of people that will stand up to the death and fight if we have to destroy tyrants like you. And they feel a fundamental to the bone fear. There it is. There we go. There you go. You see that, Tim? You see that?
Yes.
That's me with the bow tie.
To us, it's not
there's
a
the
special
second-
photo, guys. It's just okay.
There's Second King. Well, that's because you're carrying it now, and you're in the gun community, and that's my black spectacle. But check this out with the ninja, the secret tie, the secret tie with my cute obake, the obake, skoshi obake, skoshi obake. That means a little bit of monster, a little bit of obake. That's so cute. Look how sharp this knife is. I usually can put it on my finger and just rest it there, but it's already giving pain to my finger. It's not going to slash through it, but it's like, oh, whoops. See? No, just joking.
Don't make us go run for a Band-Aid.
You see that? But it's such a cute little blade. And actually, it's very stylishly created. There is a designer. I think Burley is the designer, a gentleman out of New Mexico, who actually studies the samurai arts. I also have some blades from James Williams, who is actually a samurai master. He's a Western samurai master. He's a Western samurai. But he has studied under the top samurai, the top Iaido experts. Guys, pull up a picture of James Williams, Sensei James Williams. And this is a beautiful rendition of a traditional style Japanese samurai sword. Now they have a longer version, which is super cute, and I'm thinking of getting it because they're not even that expensive. Okay, but you can you can do your little noto here. Oh, you can do your little cute noto. See that? It's a little different from the regular, but it gives you the spirit of the samurai sword. And this is nice because as I build up my tactical gear, and I'm also helping build out there's Sensei James Williams. He's really awesome. Wow, get that picture where he's cutting that in half, the two in half. Look at that. It's to the right. Yeah, that one. Click that one. Click that one, that one. Click that. Dang, look at that huge tatame omote. And he's slashing that. That's actually two cuts. Mm-hmm. It's an up cut, and while it's flying, it's another down cut. And you can see here, he's cutting that in two. And he looks amazing with his amazing samurai sword. That's very difficult to do because that's a huge tatame omote. That's absolutely humongous. And he has designed some beautiful swords, some weapons for special forces, actually, in the spirit of the samurai sword. And we're preparing a gear list for all our ninjas for, different tactical items and different tools that we will recommend. There he is. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I don't know if he's cutting there. He has a whole speech before he does that. Let's see if we can have some picture of him cutting. Did we miss that? No, I do have to admit his noto is not beautiful. But you can see how effortlessly he slashes the tatame omote. His noto is not the best. There's some real awesome, incredible masters, Japanese masters that do an amazing job with their noto, their resheathing technique. But you can see some of his ninjas back there, Western ninjas. With a samurai sword. But anyways, the point is, there's some wonderful blades that are out there that also has the spirit of the of the deadliness of the samurai sword. Meanwhile, also helping our forces and good forces fight against evil, and being able for them to connect them to Mali rigs, etc. And he's designed some beautiful knives like Hisatsu, and the Hisho, and the things like that. Okay. All right, that's enough of that. But again, you would never know. You would never know. But the more they howl at these, the more I'm going to post.
Yes.
Because it's a celebration of sheepdog and the celebration of good people having the means to defend themselves against tyranny and tyrants. And you can tell the wannabe tyrants and the wannabe control freak feminists in the family fraud and these crazed out old hags that want to bully people into submission. They're so pathetic. And if they see strong men, it literally sends fear through their bones. And they see strong men with weapons and not in their cult of shame, where they can guilt shame them out of that when they're used to doing that with their cuckolded little husbands and their cuckolded little sons that they've raised to become little jellyfish. But there's a culture that celebrates the samurai arts, and the samurai arts really means the serving your master, but knowing and being empowered and having the dominating and dominion over force. Because in Chanigo, the kingdom citizens must have dominion over force. They must never let go of that. If they let go of that, what happens? The archangel takes it. Look at that, Sensei John Williams in a beautiful dojo setting. He's got a beautiful Asian dojo setting. Look at that. Look how deadly he is, man. He's so good. Look how deadly he is with the sword. He really has tremendous skill. Look how massive that tatami omote is. Just huge. I mean, that's very hard to cut through that massive thing like that. His swords just, look at that. Just effortlessly slash it. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Look how his swords are so high level. But we will be doing that kind of training with the ninjas. I'm starting to build my Japanese garden here in the palace. I just started with my stone lanterns, which I brought back from Lake Sanctuary, etc., and starting to resituate them there. It's wonderful too. As the weather warms, I'll be bringing out the kids to train outside, and we'll have those beautiful stone lanterns. And,
Well, the weather is warming.
don't remind me. The only problem is I sweat like a Shemitah dog. But enough of that, folks. Let's get to a very interesting article from Fox News Travel. You're going to enjoy this. It's also from Japan. Look at this. Japanese theme park sets up fake fights so guests can impress their dates. Oh, this reminds me of Tacticute. Guys, type in Tacticute. Tacticute. And there's a whole movement now of Asian girls, okay, who are setting up a trend of a Tacticute, where they're embracing the gun culture, but they're still being super cute about it. Type in Tacticute, and you'll see these Asian girls. There you go. There she is. There's some Chinese girl, apparently, or some Japanese. I think she's Chinese. Go ahead, click on her. And there's our super cute Tacticute girl. And that girl's actually loaded out. I mean, I showed the queen this yesterday. Yeah, I think it's more the Asian girls that are doing the trend. You know what I'm saying? Because Asian girls, they're known for the Hello Kitty and all the manga and all that crap. Go to the picture here where she's in the mini skirt here, the regular outfit, regular clothes outfit. There you go. And then she's got these massive guns. I think she's Chinese in the pictures that I see. Me and the queen were looking at her yesterday. AOR Pink, that's it. AOR Pink. Malady KSG fan made video. Go to more images. Go to more images. Go view more, I guess, view more. And see if you can find her, because she has some very cute pictures. She seems to be the one. Oh, there's some other girls there. See, the Asian girls, see? They're embracing the very powerful AR-15. And they actually have some very cool patches that girls can put on their patches. Tack patches. There you go. Go ahead, click on the other one with the gun, the small arm. Yeah, and when I look at her, when I watch like how she moves and stuff like that, she's definitely trained. I mean, there's other pictures of her where she's actually training too. So the girl is not only a model, you know, posing, she's actually training with firearms. There you go. And that, I think it's China. I think that's China. Go to AOR Pink. Type in AOR Pink. Type in AOR Tacticute AOR Pink. You can do Tacticute and just type in AOR Pink there. And she has some really, yeah, there she goes. There she goes where she's doing an assault pose. See, no, that's more of a like a, you know. No, there's one. Go down. Scroll down. There's one that's actually in motion. There it is. See, this is an assault pose where she's actually moving. Okay, in an assault fashion. And look, she's actually training there. Look at her training. Look at her shooting there. Go ahead, click on those other ones where she's behind the blue barrels. Can you see? There she is. She's actually trained. See, so she's not only a poser, she actually does some training. Looks like, but I guess they're using her as a model to allow young girls to stop being scared of these weapons, which they can control. I mean, the 223 is so easy. Go ahead, go down there where she's shooting. There you go. See, so she's super cute with the gun, and she's bringing cuteness to the gun. And so I was like, oh man, we got to get the queen to take some of these cute pictures like this, and get all the girl ninjas to celebrate tacticuteness.
One of our sisters in Japan got her shotgun license, and
Oh yes, I heard about that.
she just got it.
Oh, is that her?
Yeah,
wow,
this is
look at
yes.
her. Wow, she looks super tacticute.
Yes.
Look at her. She looks super fantastic tacticute with her car arms hat as well. Look at that. See if
She
you can.
described it took her a year and hundreds of dollars to get her license, but she went through the process.
Wow. See? So this gives hope to our girls in our community that they too, look at this little wimpy girl. I mean, she's like probably $110, maybe $100 pounds. She's like super light, and you could literally, you know, push her over. But look at her. The girl is actually training. Hey, there you go. There's our sister with the looking tacticute with her shotgun in Japan. That's very rare, isn't it?
Yes, it's very rare.
That's very rare. She has
It's
a Brandon
extremely
Price shirt
difficult
on.
to,
She's got the car arms hat on, and she's
Yes.
got a shotgun. Wow,
She described the process in
She-
detail, and it's extremely difficult.
she's like top 0.1% in Japan.
Yes.
Talk about being special. She's very special in Japan, man. She's setting out the kingdom culture there in Japan. God bless that sister. It's wonderful that our citizens of Cheongguk and sovereignty are embracing the dominion over force. Now, in the future, that may be laser guns. It may be sonic weapons. You know what I'm saying? But whatever the technology is, Cheongguk citizens must be able to have dominion over that. Okay, go back to the Tacticute girl. And scroll down. I mean, this girl really is geared out. You can check her out. Go ahead, go down. See those vests she's wearing? Those are called chest plates. And that's real gear. She's not just posing. That girl is definitely really training. Look at that. That's real gear. That is real plate carry. Those are heavy. Those are like with class 3 or class 4 class 3 armor. That stuff is 20, 30 pounds. Okay, but it's cool because she's like bringing a style. She's bringing a style to the tactical community, where even a wimpy, you know, ashtray girl like her is saying, no, I'm not going to be scared of these weapons. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that gives other wimpy Asian girls confidence. Oh, that's dope, man. Look at that chest rig. That looks fly. Look at that. Look at that. She's got the Punisher chest rig. How dope is that? Huh? Isn't that sweet? That's a dope rig, man. She's got the Punisher chest rig, which is armor plated. Okay, that's class 3 armor, which can block AR-15 bullets. I mean, literally. It'll knock you down, but you won't die. She's got her tack belt on. Okay. She's got a Glock on one side. I think she usually carries a Glock. And she's got a freaking AR-15. Look at that. That's really sweet. That's dope. So I'm like, I told the queen yesterday, I said, I'm gonna check this out. Because, you know, even the queen, when she sees these pictures, because she still gets intimidated by guns. But the more she sees these pictures, it's like, oh, it humanizes it. And it gives her confidence. And she's like, wow, I can do that. I told her, man, we gotta get some pictures. We gotta get some cool, dope pictures of the queen and the other girls, you know what I'm saying? Maybe in formation. And they got their cute little cute outfits on. All matching, of course. They all gotta match. Girls gotta match. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she looks like literally she stepped out of a manga and or a superhero comic book, which is great. We want the girls to celebrate their superhuman status. Why? Because in Chanuguk, all men and women have to be superwomen, superhuman, compared to the normal troglodyte, brainwashed, dumbed down, public school educated, feminist, bullied, pathetic child, who's nothing more than a cuckold animal in a cage. No, we're celebrating freedom and responsibility and sovereignty. And look, when I see this girl and all the pictures she puts up, she's very disciplined with her finger control. You can tell she's moving. The way she's moving with proper instruction. Okay? Go ahead, go scroll down a little more. Scroll down, go ahead, scroll down. No, scroll down. Okay, there you go. There you go, some other Asian girls. You see? And they have some, look at other pictures where she's sitting there in a little more cute style. Go ahead, yeah, there you go. She's with the Punisher outfit. With all those guns around, she's saying, "Don't you mess with you." That's a girl you don't want to mess with. You know what I'm saying? And look at her there doing more assault poses down there. So the girl is definitely training. Now, some of her pictures are a little more sexual and some of that. Obviously, we don't encourage the girls to do that. But you can still look dope and still look hot and still look cool while you are practicing your rights of sovereignty and training. We want girls to train. We want girls to train so they're empowered, so that no demons. Look at her boot, man. Inside her boot, she got a Hello Kitty. How tacti-cute is that? And my baby doll was wearing. My baby doll yesterday, she had on pink socks with what was it, bunny rabbits on her feet? Gungi, what kind of socks was she wearing yesterday? She had pink socks with bunny rabbits, or was that Hello Kitty?
It goes funny. Like Hello Kitty.
It was so funny.
She was
So cute. And she's got her cute little pink Fjällräven bag. But then I say, okay, where's your blade at? And she goes, whoosh, she pull out her blade. Because she's legal. She's not legally able to carry a pistol. Oh, but she's going to have a pistol. I tell you that much. Her daddy's going to make her set her up so that no demon can get near her. The only man is going to get near her is her husband, who she lets get near her. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I gotta go to gungoddess.com. Go to gungoddess.com. And of course we don't encourage our sisters to literally believe that they're a goddess, because we know what the Han Mother has done and what that creates. But it's a fun name, Gun Goddess, okay? We all know it's a fun name. Go to gungoddess.com and check out the holsters list. I just ordered this for the Queen to encourage her. Go to holsters. Check this out. On body holsters. Go ahead. Bring that up on screen so everybody can see what you're doing. Bring it up. There you go. Go to on body holsters. No. Go to shop for women. There you go. Now scroll down. Go down. Down. Keep going down. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, is it? Okay, go up. Go up. Where is it? Daggone it. Up. Go. There you go. Okay, go to. I don't know why they don't have the picture here. Here, scroll down a little more. Scroll down more. Down. down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, okay, stop right there. Go 2-on-1 holster right there. Click that. 2-on-1 holster right there. Yes. Look how dope this is. Look at this holster. I ordered this holster for the Queen yesterday. Zoom in on it. Zoom in on it. It's the Cherry Blossom holster, baby. Woo! Dang! She gonna look super hot with that. It's got no. Don't click the other one. Here, keep it on the Cherry Blossom. It's got this amazing Cherry Blossom decal on the front. Pink eyelets, okay, and a bit hot pink back kydex, okay. Now you can choose your colors, but I chose her. Go click the Cherry Blossom with the actual revolver in there. Okay, the revolver way out there, and the end. There you go. There it is. That's with the revolver. Now I ordered it for her pistol. You see what I'm saying? So she can have an inside or outside the waistband holster, which is reversible, in a cute Cherry Blossom holster, Tim. See, you gotta get the girls excited because these girls are still brainwashed by their conditioning that they've had for 20 years, 30 years of being scared of this level of force, thinking they're gonna blow their leg off, things like that. With proper discipline, you're not gonna blow your leg off. I mean, the chances of that is vanishingly low. The more disciplined you are, the more training you have, okay? So even a Queen, she's still brainwashed. I mean, still brainwashed by her conditioning in Asia for the last 20, 30 years, or 20 years at least. But these kind of things help her encourage her. Encourage her to carry the power of force so that no predators can be around. Of course, she's wonderful. She's setting the great example for all the young girls in our community worldwide. Because she's stepping on the mats, she's training, she's getting beat up, she's choking other people out. But she's not stopping there. She's now in a knife community as I train her in the knife arts and the samurai arts, but also in the firearms arts. How cute is that holster? How cute is that? Super cute holster or what? Man, isn't that sweet? How cool is the Queen gonna look with that, girls? What do you think about that? Isn't the Queen gonna look sweet with that? Man, she's gonna look awesome with that.
Yes.
I gotta have some of the. We gotta set up some cute photo shoots for the Queen. So she dressed up real beautiful. Maybe she can wear her cute little tacticute, jujitsu pants, which are pink camo with a huge AR-15 on it. Dang, that'd be dope. That'd be sweet. And she got that little cute little belt holster on there, with her gorgeous, assault position. And we can get her chest rig on, her rig. Her rig is actually olive green, so we'd have to match that. Anyways, we'll have a cute outfit. We'll have a bunch of cute outfits. She can do a cute little photo shoot to encourage all the girls out there of the rights and sovereignty of the Queens of Chunilguk. We'll be right back after the short break. Stay with us.
At break of day, in hope we rise, we speak your name.
Car Arms, Magnum Research, and Auto Ordnance. The Car Firearms Group. With a diverse product line that blends American craftsmanship with cutting-edge technology. It's no secret why gun enthusiasts choose Car Firearms Group. From the Desert Eagle and Baby Desert Eagle made famous by Hollywood. The history of the 1911 and the Tommy gun. To the best in compact concealed carry. Car Firearms Group is not only the first name in personal defense, it's a name that has earned the respect of gun enthusiasts around the world. Concealment, innovative technology, value, accuracy, and history. Car Firearms Group. made in the USA. Visit car.com today.
At break of day, in hope we rise, we speak your name.
Deadly. Okay, go ahead. And we are back, folks, as I am talking about that even Tim the Agent Elder did not see the secret ninja sword of the Second King. I love that. Is so cute, man. I'm showing this like every segment because it's so cute. Oh, it's so freaking cute, but it's tiny. You see, you can only about 3 fingers on it. This is the smaller version. But it's so cute. It's so cute. It's my little baby. It's my little baby. He's a little baby. He's a little baby. He's a little baby. Oh, good baby. He's a good baby. He's a good little baby. So sweet. So sweet. Do your little nocho. And he just so happily sleeps right under that silken tie. This is actually a tie that Kerry Williams got for the king. But look how it just completely ninja disappears. Does a ninja vanishing with the smoke bomb and disappears. Oh, it's so sweet. Because now I'm developing now the tactical ninja, tactical samurai arts with now embrace, not leaving all the martial arts behind, but transcending them and bring them with us to incorporate the highest level of technology at this era, which is the tactical AR-15 setup. But now bring that together with the beauty of the samurai sword and the arts of the martial arts of the sword and the knife and the Filipino knife and jiu-jitsu and MMA, all those things together with all the different levels of training. Woo! Getting back to this article, Japanese theme park sets up fake fights so guests can impress dates. Can you believe it, folks? There you go. At Japan's Hirakata Park in Osaka, a new service lets visitors hire a fake fighter who will pretend to punch them in order to impress their date. Upon request, hired actors will attack you and others in your party, but ensure that you come out winning the fight. This is how pathetic Japan has become. Japanese men have become so pathetic. Oh, they're dating their own Game Boy apps and dating their iPhone. Go ahead, pull up dating, Japanese men dating their iPhone. Okay. They're dating anime on their freaking iPhone. I mean, thinking that they have a relationship with her. And literally, there's an interview on BBC saying, I really have a relationship with her. She loves me when I come back. She bends over and shows me her booty. And then she says, oh, I love you, Omote-san, for coming home. Look how beautiful I am. You're living in a freaking fantasy land, you nutcase! You pathetic little computer bozo! What a pathetic idiot! This is what happens to samurais after 3 generations, after you've lived under globalism and you've lived under political Satanism and federalized governments. This is what you get! You get pathetic idiots paying people, hired actors to attack you, but ensure you come out winning the fight. No, you don't have to train to actually be able to win a fight. You don't have to train to actually be a samurai, a living modern samurai. You don't have to train that. You just hire people to fake play like you are a samurai. You don't have to go through any of the hard work and all the beat ups and all the beat downs that you got to go through. There it is. Look at that. Put that up. Do you really want to talk this late? There's Omote-san's girlfriend. Oh, she really loves him. She really loves him with those little googly eyes, and humongous breasts, double D sized breasts and anime, and oh, she really loves him. Oh, she's at high school. She picks me up in the morning. We go to school together. Oh, how sweet is that? Oh, after school we meet at the gates and go home together in the game. I'm only 17. Oh, do you see how pathetic these idiots are? This is how pathetic these idiots are. They can't seduce and romance a real girl. So they gotta go freaking make a stupid digi girl, and they're pretending to date. Look at this idiot. This idiot. He's taking a picture. He's taking a picture with his digital girlfriend, and he's actually thinking he's dating her. Oh my God. Okay, it's not only that they're pathetic, it's that even the girls are pathetic. The women have become so arrogant and evil, brainwashed by feminism and becoming man-hating men, trying to control men, yet they want their man to be what's it, James Edgar said? They want their man to be a bad boy with good credit. They want the both. They're attracted to that bad boy, but they want the good credit. They want that man to be able to pay their bills and take them shopping and not get in trouble with the law all the time and be able to have a good reputation, all that kind of but then if you try to tame that bad boy, whom you're sexually attracted to, and who has good credit, who's a good guy, but he knows a little bit of bad boy, you try to tame that boy, now all of a sudden the fire's gone, now all of a sudden you're not attracted to him. Why, you idiot, you're a damn fool, you dummy. You tried to control him. You didn't embrace his manhood. You wanted to cuckold him and you want to dominate him so you can feel like you're a powerful little control freak. No. Encourage your husband to play with weapons. Encourage your husband to get a gun. You'll find him more sexy. Encourage your husband to learn how to dominate force. He will still be responsible. Here, go to Martha Toshiro. Martha Toshiro, our wonderful, beautiful Martha is she a grandma yet? She's not a grandma.
No, she's not a grandmother yet.
But our beautiful Martha was practicing AR-15 shooting. Mm-hmm. I think it's on YouTube. Martha Toshiro. I think that's her webpage. Is it Martha Toshiro? AR-15 shooting. I put up on my Facebook. Martha looks amazing training with her new AR. Martha. Martha looks tremendous. I was showing my boys last night. Whoa, there's our Martha. Woo, let's give it up for our Martha, everybody. Wow, there's our beautiful Martha. The sweetest little artsy grandma you'll ever meet. And there she is on her free time shooting her AR-15. Oh, devils! Writhe and wriggle! You devils, you totalitarian freaks! Oh, they hate her. They hate this so much. They're writhing, howling. Ah! I can't believe even old grandmas can wield that power and trying to go. Ah! Oh, I love it! See, people who truly love human beings and people who truly love women love this. They love it. It's so empowering to see a wonderful, beautiful, artsy, responsible, honorable, virtuous, beautiful woman in her, what is she? Is she in her 60s?
I would not
I think so, right? Probably.
dare to.
Is she in her 50s or 60s? Okay, she's in her 50s or 60s. Anyway, she won't be insulted by that. She knows the king loves her. But look at her. She's training with the AR, baby. Look at our baby Martha. Woo, Martha looking good, honey. Honey looking good. She's got those skinny jeans on, too. Look at that. She's got her cute little skinny jeans on as she's training. Oh, and you'll see. She starts speeding up that fire. It's amazing. Look at that. See? Look how easy a 223 is to control. See, this is the brainwashing that takes place. They tell girls at a young age, this is scary, assault rifles, oh my gosh, it's so easy to control. The reason why they want to make you scared of that and put fear into your soul. So every time you see that, oh, I can't read your prayer. They want to make you weak. So you don't ever even believe that you have the confidence and the ability to control deadly force like that. Because the archangels don't want you to have that, see? But the king of Chanigo wants you to have that. So who really cares for you? Who really cares for you and your household? The King of Kings made the Vulcan cannon. The Chinese Constitution, as has a right. Look at this. Look at how they're increasing history. Look at this. Look at it. Go ahead. Put that on full screen, guys. Put that on a bigger screen. There you go. Click that button. Look at her. Look at Martha. Wow, Martha. You go, girl. Go, girl. Go, girl. Go, girl. For all the girls out there that have been scared about AR, look at this woman. She's whipping your booty, ladies. All those moms think you can't do it. You see Martha, she's the cutest little artsy grandma who sews and knits quilts.
And draws.
She paints little cute pictures. And she's like that tall, and she's like, she's just the cutest. Oh, you're not here. How are you? Oh, good to see you. You see that? Yeah. And she can fully control the AR-15, one of the most powerful forces on this planet. Do you understand? Why? See, you girls are brainwashed. You ladies are brainwashed. The younger girls are not as brainwashed because they're becoming badass, training with the second king. And the queen, of course, showing that awesome example of being deadly but beautiful. Gruesome to the demons, but gorgeous to God. You see that? Look at Martha. For all you ladies who are above your 40s and you're in your 50s, who thought you couldn't do it and you're scared of doing it, you're just scared. You're a fear monger. You have bought into the lie of the archangel and you are scared. Go ahead, play Martha again. Go play Martha again so they can see him. While I'm speaking, talking to them. You are scared, girls. You're just pretending you've just been too busy. But you know you are scared. You are brainwashed. You are washed by Satan. You are washed by your loving archangel who has made you weak and made you feel that you can never dominate that kind of force. Well, look at that lady right there. Look at that grandma right there. I'm sure you felt she was the gentlest, cutest grandma in the world. Well, she is. But look at her. She's not fearful. She's not full of fear like you. You're the one who's procrastinating. You're the one who's lazy. You're the one who's slothful. You're the one who's making excuses. You're the one who is a wimp. And you're a brainwashed wimp out that by Satan. You are not taking your duty seriously. You are not taking your responsibility seriously. You are hiding behind, all the other girls said I've not done it yet. Well, I'm showing you a girl that's doing it now. And she's older than you. Or all your Asians, just waiting for all the Asians to do it. You're a wimp. You are not stepping up because you are scared. And look at Martha. Look at Martha there, training with AR. It's not because you don't have $550 to buy an AR. It's not because you've been really so busy that you couldn't get it. You can just drive 2 minutes down to the car on retail shop or just order online. Oh, you've been too busy but that's why you've been going shopping. for clothes. No, you know they're all excuses of not exercising your sovereignty and understanding what it means to be a sovereign queen. Imagine if the Han Mother learned this art. And she would celebrate it. She would be cute about it. And she would say, hey girls, I want you all to learn it because it's actually not scary at all. And I want to help empower you. Think about what type of different sovereign she would be. She wouldn't be a totalitarian trying to get world control and create North Korea over the world. She would understand why sovereignty is so important, and she would want to give and bestow, and she would want to empower others to have sovereignty too. She wouldn't see it and say, oh my gosh, we must regulate that immediately. Oh my goodness, we can't let citizens have that. Oh my goodness, what kind of accidents would happen? All that means is I may lose my control if I act like a tyrant. I may not be able to tax and make their people into slaves. That's all it means. But people who are true sovereigns see that and say, that's beautiful that honest, good, loving, true people and virtuous women and men can exercise their right to defense and sovereignty. Look how incredible Martha is. Look at her. And you thought the AR-15 was scary. Look at Grandma Martha. She's whooping your behind. You try to lose weight, trying to say, oh, these skinny jeans look, oh my honey, doesn't my booty look better? You got a wimpy ass behind. You got to woman up and queen up. That's my new word. You got to queen up. You got to queen up, you fool. Understand sovereignty so that you can empower your daughters to queen up too when they get in that age where they can queen up. Look at Martha, she's so cute. She's so wonderful. Martha's so beautiful. Such a wonderful, wonderful demonstration by our loving Martha, the artiste. And now she's practicing the art. It is an art, the art of the firearm. The art of sovereignty. Woo! Praise God, Martha. Thank you, God, for a woman like Martha. She will give a good stimulation to those lazy-ass, excuse-making, bimbo, wimp girls out there who know they should be listening to the second king and know they should be practicing their sovereignty, but they've been just too dang lazy to do it and scared. You saw our wonderful Martha who's stepping up. Come on, girls, queen up! Get your booty off your couch and queen up! I gotta show that in Sunday service. Martha, awesome! Martha, amazing! You are gorgeous and beautiful and amazing and powerful. She's stepping up into her queenhood. She's queening up. We love it. God bless you, Martha, on the King's Report. We have a whole segment on you, baby. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
At break of day, in hope we rise, we speak your name.
Car Arms, Magnum Research, and Auto Ordnance. The Car Firearms Group. With a diverse product line that blends American craftsmanship with cutting-edge technology. It's no secret why gun enthusiasts choose Car Firearms Group. From the Desert Eagle and Baby Desert Eagle made famous by Hollywood. The history of the 1911 and the Tommy gun. To the best in compact concealed carry. Car Firearms Group is not only the first name in personal defense, it's a name that has earned the respect of gun enthusiasts around the world. Concealment, innovative technology, value, accuracy, and history. Car Firearms Group. Made in the USA. Visit car.com today. Car Arms.
At break of day, in hope we rise, we speak your name.
And we are back. Welcome back to the King's Report this Tuesday, May 16th, 2017. 8th year of Chungi, 4th month, 21st day, as we try to get into the story once again. But we've been talking about very important things of sovereignty and queenhood.
Yes.
Upon request, hired actors will attack you and others in your party, but ensure that you come out winning fight. They call this stuff pathetic. Anyway, this got me just raving about how pathetic the Japanese culture has become. We think it's more romantic to be a lover rather than a fighter, but the theme park put out a video of what the experience is like if you want to play the hero for that special guy or gal of your dreams. Okay. Notice play a hero, not be a hero. You see the difference here? Play acting, whereas in reality, see, this is a world in reality. See, the Archangel wants you just to play hero. Stay in your video game, stay in your theme park, stay in your little controlled environments as a caged animal, which they can cuckold and they can look at and pet on the head. Oh, you've been such a good little girl. Oh, you've been such a good little boy. Let me pet you. Let your elites pet you on your head and give you a medal and a prize and a trophy for being such a good little doggy. No! That is not what a sovereign is. We are not a puppy dog that some elitist can pet, or some Chinese tyrant, or some Korean tyrant, or some Japanese tyrant, or some crazed out Western feminist tyrant can pet on the head. We are kings and queens of God's kingdom. Tyrants get annihilated in the kingdom. Power freaks and mongers get destroyed by good, virtuous people in the kingdom. Evil and pedophiles get wiped out in the kingdom, because with due process, they'll be executed. And their population of psychopaths will be destroyed. The 10% that exists in the population. It'll be filtered out and destroyed. So that the normal people and the non-predators can rule and reign. And the sociopaths won't follow the psychopaths because they can't centralize power, but they will become normal people as the psychopaths get annihilated, as they commit evil and crimes. But let's go to this pathetic video of the park advertising their ridiculous theme park fake play acting hero. Let's go.
新感覚フラッシュモブその名も三文芝居
Oh, he's so... Oh, he's so tough. He wears spikes on his shoulders.
Samon Shibai means cheap play. Cheap play acting.
Oh, Lord, give me a freaking break. This is how pathetic Japan has become. The park also offers other elaborate scenarios in which guests can show their heroic skills. They can defuse a fake bomb or pretend to donate blood in an emergency situation.
Pretend to donate.
Pretend to donate blood. It's all about pretending, the Archangel culture. It's all about being a pretender and a faker and an image maker. That's all it is. It's all about illusion. It's not about being the real deal. See, I'm not only about illusion, I'm about being the real deal. I don't only have the illusion I can choke and break arms and break legs. I can really do it. Do you understand the difference? Martha's not only the illusion of being an empowered woman, she is doing it. Do you see the difference? We don't play act. See, good people don't need to play act because we can actually do it. Ah, these pathetic jellyfish. This This is how sad humanity becomes when they're under the brainwashing, conditioning, and the fear-mongering of the elites. Satanists, political Satanists. That's how pathetic you become. You have to play act to impress your girl. You can't train your girl and train with your girl to impress her. You gotta play act. But it's senpai shinai. What did he call it? What did he call it? What was it called?
Sammun shibai.
But it's someone shibai. Give me a break. And that idiot, that little cuckolded little Japanese guy trying to walk around with spikes on his shoulders saying, look out, we're having a nice little...
彼女に触るな
こんな気持ちいい体験ができるし
Look at him with sunglasses. Oh, he's tough. Look at him. Oh, yes. They'll play act for you. Oh my gosh. Give me a break. This is how pathetic they are in these digital ghettos. People have been so raised up, these young cuckolded men have been raised up to unlock no real epigenetics of masculinity. And they're playing video games their whole lives. This idiot has to impress his girl by pretending he's in a video game in the real freaking world. And he's got to pay fools to get beat up so that he can pretend to be a hero. And his girl is so stupid living in a fantasy land that she's actually impressed that he beat up some actor that he paid for to pretend to beat him up while he pretends to fight him and beat him up and fight there, pretend to run away. When it was a real yakuza that would come and stab him, stab him 10 times and he'd be dead on the ground. Give me a freaking break. No reality. No reality. See, these people, they're so... These pretenders and these illusions. See, Satan is all about illusion. He's the father of lies. Father of lies. He's all about illusion, all about the image of strength. All about pretending to be tough. It's like these crazed out cultist, leftist, feminists that walk around in butch haircuts and wear army green so they think they're tough and wear army boots. What are those? Doc Martin army boots thinking they're badass and tough. And they've never been in a real fight. You see this idiot? You see this idiot? What's it? The girl with the dreadlocks who said she's going to scalp 20 Trumpers, Nazis. I'm going to get 20 scalps today in Berkeley, right? I'm going to get 20 scalps from the Trumpers today. She goes out there and she gets punched in the face and knocked out. What's her name? Malling Dread. And she's a dreadlock, dumb, stupid, brainwashed, liberal, lunatic, cultist girl who literally believes in her own hype of total fantasy land. She's like 100 pounds, 110 pounds. And she thinks by dressing up with army green jackets with a little patch there and little Doc Martin boots, I'm gonna go get some scalps. Yes, I am. I'm a tough feminist. She gets there and gets socked in the face and gets knocked out. Here, pull up the video, guys. Try to find that video. I can't. How would you look that up? What's her name? Her name is some weird name, like Malling Dread or something. Just look up Berkeley girl. Berkeley girl gets punched, knocked out or something. It's so ridiculous. Because she thought, looking at this Trump kid who's like 120 pounds, just seeing a little white kid, and she's thinking, look how, you don't know how tough I am. I'm a feminist. Yeah, I can beat you up. You don't even look that tough. She's trying to get him, attack him, and he just socks her in the face. And she's going, I'm a victim. Oh, how dare you hit a girl. Oh, how dare you hit a girl. You didn't just let me scalp you. Oh, how dare you hit her. See, as soon as, they're all tough. They're all badass, right? All talking tough, until they get beat. And then they say, oh, play the victim. Oh, we're victims. Oh, he's a misogynist. Oh. Okay, what's her stupid name? The dumb dreadlock girl. Okay, the Antifa. Yeah, Antifa dreadlock girl. Go ahead. What's her name? Moldy Locks is her name. Moldy Locks, Antifa girl. She's like, I'm gonna get 20 scalps from those Nazis. And she gets out and look what happens to her. Go ahead. Play that. No, play that video. Play that video. Go ahead, play it. There's Moldy Locks. Oh, she's so tough. Look at Moldy Locks with her. Look at, she's got her outfit on. Hey, that make her badass. That make her badass, yeah. Yeah, she's engaging in violence on others, and she doesn't think people are going to retaliate in violence. Okay, pause it, please. She's engaging in violence on Trumpers, and she then plays a victim when people are doing self-defense. You see her? She's wearing her little outfit, and yeah, I'm tough. I'm wearing my little black canvas, Antifa outfit with my little, what was it? With little stockings on my arms to make me look tough, and I have my fingerless gloves, so I look really tough. And then she gets socked in the face and knocked down. And she's crying, oh, I'm a victim. Oh, there's so misogyny. She was the one threatening to scalp people. She was the one engaged in that violence against other people. And this little wimpy white kid comes up and just pushes her over. Yeah, because that's called reality, you dumb cuckolded little brainwashed girl. Ridiculous. Life comes at you fast. Berkeley Antifa chick who got socked said she would bring back 100, I'm sorry, not even 20 Nazi scalps. She said she's gonna get 100 Nazi scalps. She's gonna scalp 100 people because the Trumpers are so weak. No, Cece. Strong people don't go around bullying other people. Strong people may look like they wear a non-threatening, they wear like a little polo shirt. But if you try to enforce violence on them, they're not just gonna let you cut their scalp off. They're gonna fight back. I mean, this is how pathetic these children are. They're living in a freaking Fantasyland video game world. Literally delusional. Psychologically deranged. It is so pathetic. All right, enough of that story. It's getting my blood pressure up. UN agency Fox News World. UN agency helps North Korea with patent application for banned nerve gas chemical. Man, you can't make this up, man. This. You can't make this up. I must have like a 300 blood pressure every day. Reading this ridiculous news. It drives me nuts. Are you kidding? UN agency helps North Korea with patent application for banned nerve gas chemical. Are you freaking kidding me? Exclusive for more than a year, a United Nations agency in Geneva has been helping North Korea prepare an international patent application for production of sodium cyanide. That sounds like a great idea, Tim. Tim, that sounds like another brilliant idea from the UN.
Yeah.
It's maybe on par with their protecting of their UN buses and agents in Africa, raping young children and inviting them into the UN buses, the blue buses, only to be raped and sex trafficked. It's maybe on par with that. This is how pathetic the UN is. Are you kidding me? Prepare an international patent application for production of sodium cyanide with North Korea, a chemical used to make nerve gas taboon, which has been on a list of materials banned from shipment to that country by the UN Security Council since 2006. But they're now helping them make a patent for it so they can legally import it into their country. There you go. The World Intellectual Property Organization, or WIPO, has made no mention of the application to the Security Council Committee monitoring North Korea sanctions, nor to the UN panel of experts at risk. Oh, the panel of experts. Yes, they're doing their job so expertly. That reports sanctions violations to the committee, even while concerns about North Korean weapons of mass destruction and the willingness to use them have been steeped on an upward spiral. Fox News told both UN bodies of the patent application for the first time late last week after examining the application file on a publicly available WIPO internal website. Information on the website indicates that North Korea started the international patent process on November 1st, 2015, about 2 months before its fourth illegal nuclear test. The most recent document on the website is a status report dated May 14, 2017, and replacing a previous status report on May 8, declaring that North Korea applicants' fitness to apply for and be granted a patent. According to the UN body, they are fit to apply for a patent for chemical sodium cyanide.
Banned nerve gas.
There you go. There the experts are, your loving experts from the UN. There you go. Give me a break. Outrageous. My head is hurting. My blood pressure is up. We're going to take a break now, and we'll see you right after this short break.
At break of day, in hope we rise, we speak your name.
Little hands, shoeless feet, lonely eyes looking back at me. Will we leave behind the innocent to grieve? On their own, on the run, when their lives have only begun. These could be our daughters and our sons. And just like a drum, I can hear their hearts beating. I know my God won't let them be defeated. Every child has a dream to belong and be loved. Boys become kings, girls will be queens, wrapped in your majesty. When we love the least of these, then they will be brave and free. Shout your name in victory. When we love the least of these. When we love the least of these. Break our hearts once again. Help us to remember when we were only children hoping for a friend. Won't you look around? These are the lives that the world has forgotten, waiting for doors of our hearts and our homes to open. Boys become kings, girls will be queens, wrapped in your majesty. When we love the least of these, then they will be brave and free. Shout your name in victory. When we love the least of these. When we love the least of these. If not us, who will be like Jesus to the least of these? If not us, tell me who will be like Jesus to the least of these. Boys become kings, girls will be queens, wrapped in your majesty. When we love. Little hands, shoeless feet, lonely eyes looking back at me. Will we leave behind the innocent to grieve? On their own, on the run, when their lives
We are back. Welcome back to the King's Report. I'm your host, Hyungjin Sean Moon, the second king of Cheongguk, here with my co-host, Tim, the Agent Elder. Let's now go for Tim for a very important news and breakdown of the North Korean situation. Tim.
Well, last weekend, a lot of people around the world experienced this ransomware, WannaCry, and it disrupted hospitals in UK, and it disrupted the Interior Ministry in Russia and some places around America. And I saw there was a picture on Fox of a movie theater in South Korea saying that we're sorry, we cannot show advertisements before the movie begins because of the ransomware has infected our computers.
Wow.
I'm not sure if that was a good or bad thing. Maybe the moviegoers didn't mind that. The New York Times has an important piece this morning about where that ransomware may have come from, and it turns out that it's looking more and more like it came from North Korea. Out of San Francisco, the New York Times says intelligence officials and private security experts say that the new digital clues point to North Korean-linked hackers as likely suspects in the sweeping ransomware attacks that have crippled computer systems around the world. The indicators are far from conclusive, the researchers warned, and it could be weeks, if not months, before investigators are confident enough in their findings to officially point the finger at Pyongyang's increasingly bold core of digital hackers. The attackers based their weapon on vulnerabilities that were stolen from the National Security Agency and published last month. So the National Security Agency studied Microsoft operating systems and discovered a vulnerability, and instead of telling Microsoft about it, they used those vulnerabilities to attack computers around the world. And maybe that's how they stopped the North Korean missile launches, I don't know. But then those tools developed by NSA were published on the internet, and then looks like North Korea linked hackers, it probably means North Korea itself, got those off the internet and used them for their fundraising effort. Security experts at Symantec, which in the past has accurately identified attacks mounted by the United States, Israel, and North Korea, found early versions of the ransomware called WannaCry that used tools that were also deployed against Sony Pictures Entertainment, the Bangladesh Central Bank last year, and Polish banks in February. American officials said Monday that they had seen the same similarities. All of those attacks were ultimately linked to North Korea. President Barack Obama formally charged the North in late 2014 with destroying computers at Sony in retaliation for a comedy, The Interview, that envisioned a CIA plot to kill Kim Jong-un, the country's leader. The computer code used in the ransomware bore some striking similarities to the code used in those three attacks. That code has not been widely used and has been seen only in attacks by North Korean-linked hackers. Researchers at Google and Kaspersky, a Moscow-based cybersecurity firm, confirmed the coding similarities. Those clues alone are not definitive, however. Hackers often borrow and retrofit one another's attack methods, and government agencies are known to plant false flags in their code to throw off forensic investigators. At this time, all we have is a temporal leak, said Eric Chin, a investigator at Symantec, who was among the first to identify the Stuxnet worm, the American and Israeli-led attacks on Iran's nuclear program, and North Korea's effort to steal millions from Bangladeshi bank. We want to see more coding similarities, he said, to give us more confidence. The new leads about the source of the attacks came as technology executives raised an alarm about another feature of the attacks. They were based on vulnerabilities in Microsoft systems that were found by NSA and apparently stolen from it. In a blog post on Microsoft's website over the weekend, Brad Smith, the company's president, asked what would happen if the United States military lost control of some of its Tomahawk missiles and discovered that a criminal group was using them to threaten a damaging strike. It was a potent analogy and an unusually public airing of the newest split in the Silicon Valley-Washington divide. Over the past few months, it has become clear that the intelligence community's versions of Tomahawks, the vulnerabilities the NSA and CIA have spent billions of dollars to develop to break into foreign computers and foil Iranian nuclear programs or North Korean missiles, are being turned against everyday computer users around the world. Now, of course, in this case, it turns out that once the vulnerability was stolen, NSA quietly at that point then told Microsoft, you've got to do something about this. And in March, Microsoft issued a patch. And the reason that most of us were not affected by this is that our computers are set to automatically update. And so we got that patch back in March, I guess, although we didn't know it at the time. And but people who are still using XP or Vista or who are not, which are no longer being supported by Microsoft, or who have set their computers so that they don't automatically update, or who are using pirated versions of Microsoft software, which often happens, in places like Russia. And I don't know if that was the problem with the UK health system, but it happens a lot of places around the world. Those places got attacked by this quite a bit. So keeping this, so for us, in terms of our self-defense against this, obviously keeping those security patches up to date is an important thing, because you never know when North Korea is going to try and hack your computer. But it also shows that NSA, until it was stolen, they were using this to hack computers, any computer that they wanted around the world. We don't know what other vulnerabilities were not stolen and are still being used by the NSA. I'm sure they developed others. This wasn't the only one, I'm sure. So that is what was happening with that. And I think otherwise, North Korea seems to be fairly quiet recently, although there is a report in the Japanese and Korean press, I haven't seen it anywhere in the English language press, where North Korea is saying, okay, we'll stop our nuclear program. We'll stop it. In return for that, all we want is $600 billion over a 10-year period. Now, people have pointed out that this is actually more than their current total gross domestic product. Giving them that much cash, of course, would destroy the economy. So it's probably not a serious offer, but at least there's a number out there, it seems.
Yes, and we're known to break contracts and laws all the time, so just give us some money. We promise we won't do anything with nukes, okay? We're
not going to stop the nukes, not for $600 billion, not for $1 trillion.
Oh, Lord.
Don't worry.
But anyways, talking about the NSA today and McMaster, the scandal surrounding McMaster, let's go now to Roger Stone and Alex Jones as they break this down after having just contacted their inside sources on the situation with the NSA and McMaster. Let's go to that video.
McMaster's the reported leaker almost every time. He's the one we know Trump's really, really pissed at, has been testing leaks with. And then I was making phone calls to my sources saying, wait a minute, there's only a few people in this meeting with the Russian ambassador to the United States and the Russian foreign minister, Lavrov. And the media was already saying he's a Russian agent for meeting with him, the president is, and the president's not allowed to talk to anybody, only the deep state is, all this craziness, and they might have planted listening devices. And then suddenly McMaster, who's in the meeting with the Secretary of State and one other unmentioned person, so you got Trump, the Russian ambassador, the Russian foreign minister, and then you've got the Secretary of State, you've got the head of the National Security Advisor, McMaster, and then who's this other person there that they're claiming is the leaker, when it's McMaster that over and over again has been caught doing this, and who we know is making these big leaks. And so I made phone calls saying, isn't McMaster probably the main suspect? And they said, absolutely, that's the word. So then I just got here about an hour ago, talked to Roger, he made some phone calls. He's here in Austin visiting, came back about 45 minutes later and said, man, that is on target. McMaster is the main guy. It's fingered right now. We're investigating him. So Roger, let's talk about what's happened, what's unfolded. Now they've gone from claiming that Trump's a Russian agent because he met with the Russians, something presidents are supposed to do, or didn't have photographers in the room that were American. That wasn't true either, or let the Russians hide this listening device, which wasn't true. Now the Washington Post comes out and says he gave all this classified info on ISIS and what we were doing. The U.S., as you know, for 3 years has been working with Russia, taking out ISIS and Al-Qaeda in Syria. That's all over the news. The Russians and the United States share intelligence. But now McMaster, the National Security Advisor, comes out and says, this is totally made up in a press conference about an hour and a half ago. Trump did not share classified info. So he looks like to me, is trying to be the savior here because he knows Trump had his neck on the chopping block. That's the motive. We haven't even talked about this in detail yet. What's your breakdown?
First of all, I think it's really important that the American people know that this story is false. Donald Trump did not give any classified secret information to the Russians. That is bogus. The leak definitely came out of the NSA, did not come out of the White House. Yet another finger pointed at McMaster. As Mike Cernovich reported on InfoWars, McMaster's head is on the chopping block, and therefore he has just leaked this to make himself indispensable. They had to march McMaster out for the denial, and therefore now they can't fire him or they can't laterally move him. Here's the key point. According to CNN, the leak of classified information has to do with the fact that ISIS is developing technology to use a laptop computer as a bomb to get those computers on a plane. That's classified? The Russians are our ally in the fight against ISIS, and the president gave away no classified information. This is a classic Washington scam in which McMaster is trying to save his turf.
And let's expand on that, just to be clear. McMaster has the history, he has the motive, he's been caught doing this over and over again. And it's been known that ISIS and Al-Qaeda is trying to use laptops for at least 6 months. So there's this obsession by the deep state to always act like Trump is somehow engaged in treason as the president, talking to the Russians, meeting with the Russians, to the point of he hasn't even met with Putin yet. They're trying to paralyze him. That's what Ronald Reagan did, it's what George W. Bush did, it's what Barack Obama did. It's part of his job. And so we know this guy's for America. We know this guy's expanding the republic. We know all this stuff. Hey, come here. Come on up to the camera.
I'm just happy.
No, you're talking to writers. No, I get it. Get our job back.
Hey, Alex, you're absolutely crazy. I think I can take this to
Even if this is true, it's not the
I don't need to run
but it's not true.
You guys are insane. The Stone's standing over there basically saying that the guy that you guys elected is not a traitor. You've got guys running around reading off stuff. It's insane. This is the United States of America. I grew up looking at this country thinking it was fantastic, and you've got that? What have you done?
Why did you bring it here? Why did you bring the socialism?
What have you done? What have you done to this
Why
country?
did you bring the cuck mail stuff here?
What have you done?
Why did you bring the cuck mail stuff here?
Cuck mail stuff. What are you talking
No,
about?
the cuck stuff, the wimp stuff. When you come here to America, when we kicked the redcoats out 245 years ago, and you come here and run your mouth, dude. Go back to England. It's overrun by
I don't
Muslims.
live in England. I don't live in the
Listen,
UK.
the point
so
is,
thank you very
but
much.
you've come here to lecture us when we're on the phone with New York Times. We're on the phone.
My grandfather fought alongside Americans in North
with
Africa,
NSA,
in
with
Sicily, and southern Italy in the Second
and with
World War.
NSA sources.
He would turn in his grave
we're
to see
covering-
people like you.
Both my grandfathers were World War II. Don't try
It's
it.
absolutely disgrace now.
Yeah. Oh no. Now we're the Germans. See how this works? This is how the cup mail stuff works. You just want to walk by and run your mouth. I'm glad you actually had the nerve.
I'm
to
not
come on
running
TV.
my mouth. I listen to you and I listen to you. You actually have a vested interest in getting your skin. Getting your skin out of this.
I'm gonna tell you this. You're gonna fail. We're gonna restore the republic. We're gonna cut the taxes.
The only country that you guys have attacked, and your president's attacked right now, is Canada through trade sanctions right now. That's the only country. After all of these 100 days of talk, is Canada for milk and for softwood lumber.
$3 trillion in the stock market. 300 billion.
I gotta go
300
somewhere.
billion.
I got better
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, you're a big man. You're a big man. We have the millions of audience. You have nothing.
You know, I'm not. You're attacking me. I'm just a guy on the street.
You shot your mouth off first.
No, you called us an ace.
You're a cuck.
How's your wife?
You're a cuck. My wife's great. She's right down there eating dinner. It's awesome. She's having the baby. We're doing real good around here. Anyways,
How's your boyfriend?
yeah, exactly. Listen, I want to respond to all this. Let me tell you something. I'm going to break this down for you what happened, okay? They come out every day saying our president's a traitor because globalists have hijacked this country and have been running into the ground. And all the multinational interests that piss on this nation want to sit here and attack people that stand up for it and are returning power to Washington and to the states and to the people. That's happening and the elites are panicking. The TPP, where multinationals would run all of our major business and control our country, it's gone. He did that day 3 in the White House. $3+ trillion is in the stock market. $300 billion already in new jobs. 500,000 new jobs on top of that, and they can't stand it. The UN funding cut in half. The power being returned to the people. Obamacare repealed in the House, that giant scam job. And you've got these cucked people that are total cowards. We're gonna end this feed in a minute because I'm gonna get that guy the attention and just get back to a total breakdown of the bottom line. You have the president surrounded by enemies in Congress, by both parties. and by people leaking everything he's supposedly doing to sabotage restoring this republic. You've got cowards literally telling us that his grandfather fought the Nazis in his little script, thinking we're the Nazi party here, when this is America, dumbass. Okay, this isn't Germany. It's Germany opening it up to Muslims. It's Germany bringing in the Islamics. It's Germany making retirees give their houses up to the Islamicists. And we're here, and these guys want to walk by and shoot their mouths off and go, F. Alex Jones, Donald Trump's a traitor, when he has no evidence, no proof. It's the globalist Hillary that sold us out to multinationals. It's the globalists that sold us out to China and Russia. It's the globalists. Did Panama Canal get given to the Chinese by Donald John Trump? No, it got given by Jimmy Carter and then by the Clintons. We didn't. Who gave the missile secrets to China? The Clintons. Who gave the nuclear reactors to North Korea? The Clintons. Who's standing up to the mess they created? Donald Trump. I am a policy wonk. All I do is study news. All I do is research. All I do is take action. And I have to sit there and watch McMaster and all these other guys who we know are the leakers. We told you all was coming a week before it all broke. And we see these lesser so-called men run their mouths because the comedians on TV pose as news presenters and sit there and attack me and myself and all the rest of this crap. And they sit there and have this great enjoyment asking me, how's my wife doing? She's downstairs eating dinner. We just had a baby. We're doing real good. We're kicking ass. My audience has doubled since I met this guy, and it was already gigantic. We're the winners, dumbasses. Here's the deal. They tell these cucks we're failures so they can sit there and feel big about themselves and wander around and tell us that we're failures when we are the winners. We're changing the world. And the rest of you who are little traitors, you sit there and look at us and tell us that you're winning when you're losing. Roger, go ahead.
The usual understatement by Alex Jones. We don't need some elitist creep from the UK to tell us what's going on here. To get back to the main point, this is a major media thrust, an attack on the president to further destabilize him. It is not coincidental that there's a video up today accusing the president of having Alzheimer's and making the case that he is non-compos mentis. This is the next big wave that they intend to put out there. Well, I've spoken to the president in recent days. He's perfectly sane, he is upbeat, he is combative, he has no intention of folding for the globalists, and that I can assure you.
And it wasn't bad, we got interrupted by that guy, but I'm going to end this transmission, come back with a totally clean one. I'm going to post on InfoWars and Prison Planet. I'm going to tweet out.
There you go. There's
Real
Alex Jones and Roger Stone.
Roger Stone's tweet because
Key people in the side of sovereignty. It's amazing because even just 3 years ago, Alex Jones was considered completely radical fringe. Now everybody in Washington knows that the president talks to him directly, and Roger Stone, I mean, they work together. Roger Stone is now part of InfoWars. I mean, the president is talking to Alex Jones and Roger Stone, who were completely marginalized under Obama, being called the radicals. Now everybody knows the White House is run by InfoWars. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. They have become so mainstream that the left hates it so bad that they have to attack them at every single hour. And like you were saying, they have to hire these comedians to make fun of them all the time to try to create this false sense of security and the safe zone, safe place to feel like they're actually winning when they're getting demolished, and the young millennials are actually leaving them because they're becoming aware of the fact that the liberals are actually totalitarians.
It's important for people to understand, first of all, that the president decides what is classified and what is not classified.
Okay, go back to the story. Go ahead, Tim.
So this is a Bloomberg article, actually, saying that, well, first of all, maybe some people don't know what's going on, but the Washington Post published a story where they quoted a source in the saying that the president, when he met with the Russian foreign minister, gave the Russian foreign minister some classified information. That this was implication is that now Donald Trump has broken the law, that he's committed treason, and now the Democrats can impeach him. This was, some people were even calling it a game changer story, but it's not. First of all, McMaster, who was in the meeting, says that I was in the meeting, and what he actually said is, direct quote here is that the president did not did not talk about any sources or methods, and did not mention any military operations that were not already publicly known. So it was kind of actually a bit of a weak denial. But anyway, whatever information that the president gave the foreign minister, if the president gave it, it was not classified. It was not illegal. And as what was it? Roger Stone just right now saying that CNN is saying that this pertained to the. They were discussing the situation in Syria, and the United States and Russia are working together on Syria. We're allies on Syria, and so it would not be undermining U.S. national security for the president to give information to Russia about what's happening in Syria. But like I said, the globalists, the Democrats, the anti-Trumpers, the never-Trumpers are grabbing on this, saying, "Oh, now we've got it. Now we've got the smoking gun. Now we've got something to impeach
We've
Trump
got
with."
him!
But they don't. They don't. And it's important for people to understand this.
Absolutely ridiculous. Snowden calls on Trump to drop case against WikiLeaks. Assange will be back with that story and more after this short break. Stay with us.
At break of day, in hope we rise, we speak your name.
Magnum Research, and Auto Ordnance. The Car Firearms Group. With a diverse product line that blends American craftsmanship with cutting-edge technology. It's no secret why gun enthusiasts choose Car Firearms Group. From the Desert Eagle and Baby Desert Eagle made famous by Hollywood. The history of the 1911 and the Tommy gun. To the best in compact concealed carry. Car Firearms Group is not only the first name in personal defense, it's a name that has earned the respect of gun enthusiasts around the world. Concealment, innovative technology, value, accuracy, and history. Car Firearms Group. Made in the USA. Visit car.com today. Car Arms, Magnum Research, and Auto Ordnance. The Car Firearms Group. With a diverse product line that blends American craftsmanship with cutting-edge technology. It's no secret why gun enthusiasts choose Car Firearms Group. From the Desert Eagle and Baby Desert Eagle made famous by Hollywood. The history of the 1911 and the Tommy gun. To the best in compact concealed carry. Car Firearms Group is not only the first name in personal defense, it's a name that has earned the respect of gun enthusiasts around the world. Concealment, innovative technology, value, accuracy, and history. Car Firearms Group. Made in the USA. Visit car.com today.
At break of day, in hope we rise, we speak your name.
And we are back. Welcome back to the King's Report. I'm your host, Hyungjin Sean Moon, the second king of Chaniguk. And now to the story on Infowars.com. Snowden calls on Trump to drop case against WikiLeaks and Assange. This threat to WikiLeaks escalates a long-running war of attrition against the great virtue of the United States, free speech. Snowden says former NSA contractor Edward Snowden is calling on the president to drop the U.S. government's ongoing investigation into WikiLeaks and its founder, Julian Assange. The journalist, he tweets, "The journalists behind the Panama Papers agree a WikiLeaks prosecution threatens speech and press freedoms. Do you?" In a letter signed by Snowden as well as hundreds of others, Trump is urged to end the pursuit against the anti-secrecy organization in addition to dropping any charges against its members. Open letter to President Trump. Boom. We are journalists, activists, and citizens from the United States and around the world who care about press freedom and are writing to you in response to the latest threat of prosecution against WikiLeaks for its journalistic work. We ask you to immediately close the grand jury investigation to WikiLeaks and drop any charges against Julian Assange and other WikiLeaks staff members with the Department of Justice is planning. Shocking news, but the Department of Justice had a 97% donation rate to Hillary Clinton. Look at that. Only 3% were donated to Trump or other candidates. In the State Department was 99%.
So it's not surprising that the whole bureaucracy right now, or 97, 98, 99% are doing everything they can to undermine Trump.
That's correct. That's right. It's a completely hostile environment. This threat to WikiLeaks escalates a long-running war of attrition against the great virtue of the United States free speech. The Obama administration prosecuted more whistleblowers than all presidents combined and opened a grand jury investigation into WikiLeaks that had no precedents. It now appears the U.S. is preparing to take the next step, prosecuting publishers who provide the currency of free speech, to paraphrase Thomas Jefferson. It is reported that charges including conspiracy, theft of government property, and violating the Espionage Act are being considered against members of WikiLeaks, and that charging WikiLeaks editor Julian Assange is now a priority of the Department of Justice, of course, who 97% voted for Hillary Clinton. A threat to WikiLeaks' work, which is publishing information protected under the First Amendment, is a threat to all free journalism. If the DOJ is able to convict a publisher for its journalistic work, all free journalism can be criminalized. We call on you as President of the United States to close a grand jury investigation into WikiLeaks and drop any charges planned against any member of WikiLeaks. It was a free and robust press that provided you with a platform on which to run for president. Defending a truly free press requires freedom from fear and favor and the support of journalists and citizens everywhere. For the kind of threat now facing WikiLeaks and all publishers and journalists is a step into the darkness. There you go, folks. And of course, it is absolutely true that the president was helped in his election and campaign by these patriots from the WikiLeaks, from Veritas, from Infowars, from Breitbart, from Mike Cernovich, from Zero Hedge, etc., that were part of the main media that got Trump elected. Now, Trump saying that he's going to go after them, he just said that. And of course, the DOJ is trying to work vigorously night and day to punish them because they're 97% Hillary supporters, of course, whom they were colluding with and protecting, including FBI chief that was fired, Comey, as well. But here you go with CIA chief Mike Pompeo saying that WikiLeaks is a hostile intelligence organization, which is absurd. Trump must practice and save the people that were loyal to him, that helped him get elected, and that helped expose the dangers of the Podesta brothers, the pedophile rings that the Podesta brothers were running, the proof and the evidences that was coming out of their trips to Europe, where police sketches directly matched the Podesta brothers, who are the main campaign runners for Hillary Rodham Clinton, and who have pedophile pictures even in their houses displayed as works of art. So those kind of things were becoming exposed. Hillary Clinton's and her Podesta brothers' connection to satanic ritual and Marina Abramovich and Luciferian ritual, blood and semen drinking, etc. All those kind of things were exposed by WikiLeaks. And of course, the illegal communications between Hillary Clinton and the Huma Abedin, the illegal communications of sharing classified information, the illegal acid washing of 36,000 plus emails, breaking 36,000 plus federal laws, or federal laws 36,000 times. So Trump going after Julian Assange is absolutely traitorous towards the people who got him elected. Now, Trump may be playing ninth dimensional chess. As he's working on a project here to stabilize something here, he may be saying one thing here. Because you have all these different interest groups, including the Republican rhinos, including his chief of staff, Reince Priebus, including Spicer, including Ivanka and Jared, including the Manhattan elites that are using them and whining and dining them to put pressure on the president, including the leftists and the cult members of Maxine Waters and Pelosi, including Chuck Schumer, all those people, and of course, Comey and the new scandal, the fire that the Democrats the leftists are trying to make about him. And amidst all that, at the same time, he's got the deep state 99%, which from the Department of State Department, voted for Hillary Clinton, 97% of the Department of Justice, which voted for and donated to Hillary Clinton, a hostile deep state that is out to get Trump and try to sabotage every single executive order and or law that he's passing into play. So he's in the deep state. He's in a Herculean task. He's facing a titanic and gargantuan endeavor. And at the same time, he's being attacked from every single which angle, from multiple crime syndicate organizations, multiple enemies, George Soros is trying to literally start violent riots and pay for them during the Arab Spring and the American Spring and Summer Spring, trying to start it with Antifa, trying to fund violent groups to wreak havoc and civil war upon the American soil. Every single angle, from the intelligence agency, the Department of State, the Department of Justice, from the CIA, the FBI, from George Soros and the international banking cartels, to the ISIS, to the Taliban, to Syria issue, to the Syria issue, to the North Korean front. I mean, Trump is dealing with a Herculean endeavor. So whether or not he will actually go after Julian Assange is one thing. One thing that Trump does is he puts people into positions of authority. Then he lets them operate in the manner that they will. He does not micromanage them. So he lets them do. So Mike Pompeo is out saying WikiLeaks is a hostile intelligence agency, etc., organization. Pompeo looks like he wants to go after them. Who knows what Pompeo has to hide? We don't know. But the fact of the matter is Trump may be allowing him to do those things, only in the end to reverse it and turn him down. Just like he did with Comey. He allowed Comey to go on with the FBI probes into Russian collusion, potential Russian collusion. He allowed them to investigate for 3, 4, 5 months. He allowed them, he said, okay, I'm letting you do it. I'm keeping him in office. I'm letting him do it. Until it became very clear that no longer was Trump under investigation and the Russian collusion probing was essentially done because 3 months produced zero evidence. And so Trump was able to then step in, say, hey, I let the guy do what he's said he's going to do. He failed and I'm firing him. In the same way, Pompeo say this or that about WikiLeaks or about Julian Assange, Trump may be allowing him to operate and say, go after them, et cetera, but allowing the other free market to operate and allow the patriots to stand up against them and then bring heat to Pompeo and the CIA, only exposing them further. And Trump says, okay, well, you know what? Actually, we're not going to do it because WikiLeaks helped us get in. So Trump is a master of political maneuvering. He's been erecting skyscrapers in Manhattan. He knows about politics. He knows that he has to both do negotiations in the black ops way and the white ops way. As Cook Jung mentions, Trump has to both engage the black hats and the white hats. And that's why the unity of Cain and Abel is so essential for the kingdom of Chen Gug, because the Abel side is always just trying to work with the white hats. And they're not negotiating with the black hats. And it's Cain that knows how to negotiate with the black hats and sometimes, and realizes, hey, good side also needs the assassins too. The good side also needs people who do secretive things on their side so that the bad guys don't take them and use them against them. And that's why he was saying Cain-Abel unity is absolutely essential for the kingdom. And this was a discussion we had on Sunday after service. But again, we know that Trump has been maneuvering. He's been doing things that make him seem like he's cozying up to the right of Republicans and then pulling out and then chopping them off and now putting them on a chopping block. He's been doing things that seem like he's opening up to the Democrats, but then he goes after them. They were all happy about the Syrian bomb. See, so all the Democrats and the rhinos were applauding him and praising him. So he is maneuvering and negotiating with many different operations and many different competing organizations under which operating under him. And he is negotiating all those things at the same time trying to rebuild the economy. At the same time trying to pull us out of globalism. At the same time trying to pull us out of NAFTA and renegotiating that and pulling us out of TPP. At the same time as renegotiating with all these organizations, business to bring about 1 million new jobs into America in the next 5 years. $3,000 rise in the stock trade. Trying to clamp down on the FDA and vaccines. Trying to move on GMOs and fluoridated water and chemical poisoning on the population. Trying to move against the CIA drug war. Trying to move on the immigration and the MS-13 pouring in. Trying to move on Syria and stabilizing that relation with Russia. Trying to move on North Korea and working with the Chinese to turn that around. Trump is working on billion fronts at once, literally, with everybody in Washington trying to kill him. And at the same time, he's got to stay alive. So Trump is again playing international chess, and and Snowden is 100% right. They have to stop the investigations onto Julian Assange. We don't know. Trump may be allowing them to pursue that so that they think that he is on board with it. But in the end, he may turn it around. We just don't know. We know that Trump is strategizing from many steps ahead of the enemy, sucking them into traps and bringing them to their own destruction. Step by step, Trump is moving. We pray that he's moving in the right direction on this decision and does not prosecute Snowden and or Julian Assange. He may let them prosecute, but then he may just give them amnesty. The president has that ability to free people. So he may be thinking, hey, even if they put him in prison through this grand jury trial, okay, they got what they wanted, but then I'll just give them amnesty. You never know. He's got always an ace in his sleeve. In Sweden, 70-year-old woman prosecuted for complaining about migrants defecating in the streets. A 70-year-old Swedish woman is facing up to 4 years in prison for complaining on Facebook about migrants defecating in the streets. This is how pathetic Sweden has become. A 70-year-old Swedish woman is facing up to 4 years about complaining, etc. A woman in Dalarna prosecuted for hate speech after writing on Facebook that immigrants are defecating in the streets, writes DT. According to the prosecution, the woman via Facebook wrote disparagingly of people with a foreign background. In a post from 2015, she has written that immigrants set cars on fire and urinate and defecate in the streets. This violates the law on incitement to racial hatred, according to the prosecutor. The accused woman is in police interrogation admitted that she wrote the post, but denied that she committed a criminal act. The evidence against a 70-year-old woman is a screenshot from Facebook. The penalty for incitement to racial hatred is imprisonment not exceeding 2 years or for petty offenses, fines. If the offense is considered to be grave, sentence the defendants to prison terms between 6 months and 4 years. She's being dragged into court and threatened with jail for a 2-year-old Facebook post, which is factually correct. While the Western media and leftist human rights groups will whine about attacks on free speech in places like China and Russia, in Sweden and Germany, they're throwing people in prison for writing anti-migrant, quote, Facebook posts. There you go. That's how insane the former strong Christian country has become under feminist communism. Swedish government also administering religious tests to Christian asylum seekers. Pro-Islamic Sweden forces Christian refugees having to prove their faith. Of course, while the Muslims are able to pour in. Sweden's migration agency is in hot water for giving Bible knowledge quizzes to Christian asylum seekers, local media reports. Some social media users are saying it is absurd and ridiculous to require such tests in mostly secular Sweden. A few questions on the quiz cited by Swedish SVT broadcaster included: how many parts are there in the New Testament? Can you tell us about the Trinity? What is the difference between the Orthodox and Protestant Church? Can you tell us about the letter to the Romans? Some of the asylum seekers became Christian in their home country and fled because of persecution, while others just wanted to leave Islam, SVT reports. Religious persecution can be a reason for applying for asylum in Sweden. One lawyer representing asylum seekers, Septa Gungar, told the broadcaster that it was a terrible idea to test the asylum seekers in this way. I think it's terrible. I have repeatedly had to interrupt administrators who ask these questions because they are not relevant and are going too far, are too complicated. Some representatives of the Church of Sweden were hesitant to support the idea of administering detailed Christian quizzes. Migration boards test the knowledge of Christianity, not faith, etc., etc., etc. Of course, so they can chase out the Christians, not let the Christian asylum seekers who actually need asylum in Syria to come into the country. But they're going to allow the radical Muslims to come in. Yay! Because the Swedish government loves the radical Muslims and the radical jihadis that come from war-torn areas and have unknown backgrounds and have fake passports. Because they can use them as little puppy dogs and little pit bulls to attack when everybody complains about the Swedish government. And then, of course, becomes a tool and a partner in crime with the crime syndicate of the Swedish Centralized Federal Archangel Police, federal government as well. There you go, folks. The total destruction of blonde-haired, blue-eyed, European Sweden. There you go. Germany confiscating homes to use for migrants. We're going to have to skip this break and just go to the end. Authorities in Hamburg, the second largest city in Germany, have begun confiscating private dwellings to ease a housing shortage. They've begun confiscating private dwellings. See. This is where Hillary Clinton wanted to lead you, folks. This is where globalism and NAFTA and the North American Free Trade Association and or agreement and TPP wanted to lead us. Under UN regulation, where the governments of the federal bureaucracies, unelected officials can order us to give up private houses for, quote, migrants because they want to morally posture and pretend they're compassionate. Meanwhile, they're imploding your country, taking away sovereignty, stealing all your rights, and consolidating complete totalitarian control over you. And this is what they wanted to do in the US as a trope to take away all the guns, all the rights for people, and of course, private property rights as well. We know that for socialism, private property is an enemy. Why? Because they want the state to own everything, which means that the elites can own everything. They don't want people to own private property because with private property, you can start building that private property and building assets so you don't need the elites. They don't want you to not need them. They want you to depend on them and want you to be addicted to them, need them for your existence and grovel at their feet and create a neo-feudalistic state where they own everything and you have to beg and grovel to just get into their little mansion. That is not the kingdom of Chanigal. That is not the kingdom of God. In an unprecedented move, Hamburg Authority confiscated 6 residential units in the Ham district near the city center. A trustee appointed by the city is now renovating the properties and will rent them against the will of the owner to tenants chosen by the city. District spokeswoman Serena Willen said all renovation costs will be billed to the owner of the properties. Whoa! Not only is his property being stolen, he has to pay for the renovations. Oh my gosh, flee, flee, Germany! Flee that totalitarian state, it's the Soviet Union! Flee, you dumb Germans, flee! You are under the hand of archangel demons! Leave now! Pull out all your money investments now, Germans! Wow. Now I'm saying that metaphorically. I'm not saying all German sanctuary members must leave right now, okay? Don't take it in that, stop taking it that way, okay? I'm giving a general analysis, okay, of how you may want to think and think about some issues pertaining to Germany when they're stealing your residential private property and making you pay for renovations, which they will bring migrants in, and moral posture pretending to saying how compassionate they are for housing people, even though they've stolen your land and made you pay for it. Oh, Lord mercy, how insane is that? Similar expropriation measures have been proposed in Berlin, the German capital, but abandoned because they were deemed unconstitutional. Some Germans are asking, what is next? Will authorities now limit the maximum amount of living space per person and force those with large apartments to share them with strangers? Wow. It sounds like communism to me.
That is they had, in Russia, Soviet Union, they had several families living in a single apartment, yes.
Oh, they're so stupid. Oh. When you allow the archangel centralized, he will always create the neo-feudalistic housing system, where you are then confined to a little 100 square foot place, and you have all the same housing as everybody else, and there is no more free market, and the elites control everything. It is ridiculous. And of course, now they are starting to confiscate land and making you pay for it in Europe. Get out now when you can.
East German policies are coming back.
Oh, far-left Harvard professor says impeach Trump, urges Republicans to put national interests over party loyalty. Yes, there's the Harvard living up to its prestigious name. Liberals are triggered over Miss USA's conservative views, a African-American woman who's a real woman and not a cuckolded cult member liberal lunatic. She says healthcare is a privilege, not a right. Women equal to men in the workplace. She breaks through the feminist lie that say, oh, women get paid, what is it? 67 cents or 77 cents on the man's dollar. No, that's because you're comparing all of part-time plus full-time work compared to men and women. See, when most women are working part-time and most men are working full-time, yes, there's going to be disparity, not because they're men and women, because they're working part-time versus full-time, you dumb, idiot, lunatic cult members. But of course, Miss USA is calling them out on it and saying, yes, when women will work full-time, and or if you compare part-time applicants in the United States and workers in the United States, they make exactly the same amount. There's no difference in income wage gap based on sex. Total lie, total leftist propaganda pushed by the lunatic left. And there you go. Miss America, Miss USA, beautiful African-American woman, speaking truth and statistics. There she goes. She drew scorn from liberals from her conservative-oriented response to the question Sunday night. Miss District of Columbia, Kara McCullough surprised many when she proclaimed her belief that healthcare is a privilege. It's not a right. She is against Obamacare, and she's Miss USA, District of Columbia, Europe. Do you think affordable health care for all your citizens is right or a privilege, and why? The presenter asked. I'm definitely going to say it's a privilege. As a government employee, I am granted health care, and I see firsthand that for one to have health care, you need to have a job. Therefore, we need to continue to cultivate this environment that we're given opportunities to have health care as well as jobs to all American citizens. Yeah, she works for some government bureaucracy, but she still believes that health care is a privilege. The 25-year-old, very intelligent, beautiful African-American woman, Miss USA, also differed from other contestants in her answers when asked about feminism and its role in today's society. What do you consider feminism to be? And do you consider yourself a feminist? Presenters asked. Again, deviating from liberal talking points, Miss DC stated that she does not consider herself a diehard feminist and asserted her beliefs that women are just as equal as men in the workplace. Boom! As a woman scientist in the government, look at that. As a woman scientist in the government, I would like to lately transpose the word feminism to equalism. I don't really want to consider myself, try not to consider myself like this diehard, I don't really care about men. But one thing I want to say though, women, we are just as equal as men when it comes to opportunity in the workplace. Boom! She's not on the liberal talking points. And I say firsthand, I've witnessed the impact that women have in leadership in the medical sciences as well as the office environment. So as Miss USA, I would hope to promote that kind of leadership responsibility globally to so many women worldwide. Whereas the feminists want you to just be victimized and play self-victimization, so you're just blaming other people, and blaming the patriarchy, which doesn't exist, blaming the income gap, which doesn't exist, blaming sexism, which doesn't exist, blaming this and that, and you don't actually focus on doing the work. And you have a higher percentage of being fired if you're just blaming everybody and never being responsible for your work. Which is the reason why they want to take control of state power and use federalized archangelic power to bully you so you never can get rid of them, even though all they're doing is boo-hooing themselves and playing self-victimization Grinch parties all day long. Give me a break. Despite McCullough's history as a successful black woman, she's a scientist at the Nuclear Regulatory Commission with a degree in radiochemistry. Wow. Wow. And there you go. There they are bullying her again because she's a woman who actually can think and looks at statistics and is scientific. Hillary Clinton launches unlimited dark money group. Clinton to take unlimited money from anonymous donors again. Two-time failed presidential candidate Hillary Clinton officially launched a new organization on Monday. Onward Together. Onward together, yes. Hillary Rodham, the robber Clinton. Yes, Hillary the rapist supporter. Hillary the women destroyer Clinton. With the stated goal of advancing the vision that earned nearly 66 million votes in the last election. Put more bluntly, the group's mission is to advance Clinton's agenda, which was unable to defeat Donald Trump. But buried on the donation page is this nugget. Contributions or gifts to Onward Together, a 501c4 organization, are not tax deductible as charitable contributions or as business deductions. By listing itself as 501c4, Clinton is able to take so-called dark money or money from donors who legally do not have to be disclosed in unlimited amounts. There you go. Again, up to her criminal ways, breaking previous exposed as White House leaker. Horowitz says Democrats want to succeed from the union again. It's not the place of an opposition party in a democracy to mount a resistance against a duly elected president. In an exclusive interview with InfoWars, David Horowitz, author of best-selling book Big Agenda, warned the United States is heading for another civil war. There you go. Hillary again is taking dark money, getting her organizations ready to do so. And we are at our final hour at the King's Report. Thank you for joining us today, everybody, in the kingdom of Chanilguk, where we know God's kingdom is coming. We advise you all to be awake, be strong, step outside, leave the illusion of the internet, even though we're meeting via internet at this point, but we're not stuck and don't live on the internet. Get outside, drink that fresh air, breathing in, I am alive, and breathing out. Thank you, Father. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Giving the praise to our Creator this day. Counting your blessings today. Count your gratitude today. Start one-on-one time with your children. Start those things. Pick up your AR-15 like Martha did and start stepping into real feminism and real power and real woman empowerment and stop being little cuckold, little wimp, little excuse-making little pimps. and step into your role as your tribal king and queen and stand up for your ancestry, stand up for your bloodline, stand up and give glory to God that he saved your bloodline and brought you through the grace of God to him and his people and his lineage and his civilization and Chanilkok, and stand there with real sovereignty, real power, empowering people, strengthening them so they also know the story of sovereignty, and let the devil see your beautiful samurai weapons. Let the devil see your beautiful things. Don't be ashamed. Post pictures on Facebook. Make them get angry. Make them curse you. Because the more they curse the kingdom of Chaniguk, the more they get exposed for being the totalitarians that they are. And the more beautiful and awesome the queen looks with her tactical gear, tacticute gear. And we're going to do some cute photo shoots with her, hopefully. Get her in some dope outfits with some super cute gear and some and showing the beauty of the tacticute tradition of Chaniguk and the queens, so that all you ladies can get encouraged and be stimulated, not to be little cuckolded wimps, but so that you become real people and real queens who can empower your princesses to become powerful too. You bums, come on, get up off the dang TV and your stupid Korean dramas and be real women. Of course, men too. Get up all your stupid video games and your stupid Japanese dramas and your stupid little video dating, little anime, little ridiculousness that we saw today in the stupid Kanimoto Park in Osaka, whatever it's called, and ridiculous fakeness, and be a real hero. Be a real man in Christ. Be a real heroic head of your family who's honorable and virtuous and loving and compassionate, but strong and also embraces your masculinity. Don't let control freak women and control freak tyrants try to pressure you and scare you out of being a masculine man. Don't be tamed. You must allow your appetite to be unleashed so you become a powerful son of God. And let me tell you something. Your wife will like it if you are a strong man. Because strong men don't have to bully people. Strong men can empower people. Strong men can give other people real tools so they can use against other predators. Stand up, men and women of Chaniguk, boys and girls, so that you become representatives of the image of God. Don't let the archangel pressure and guilt shame you out of your own inheritance and own destiny. Where God said to his people, be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion over creation. That right and inheritance is not the archangel's. It is ours. Thank you for joining us this day on the King's Report, Tuesday, May 16, 2017. I'll see you on Wednesday, Wednesday service. Tim will see you 5 a.m. on the King's Report. We pray for your health, your wealth, and for your relationship with God to advance in all different ways, to deepen and be strengthened. Stand up. Freedom comes with responsibility. God bless, Godspeed, and may his kingdom come. We'll see you tomorrow with Tim on the King's Report. All right.
This world I'll overcome. My God's not dead, he's surely alive. He's living.